What is up, guys? Welcome to the 100th episode of Drivecast.
We got there. We actually got there.
No, like round of applause, right? No, okay. Today, on this special episode of Drivecast, we have two special guests. So we have the one, the only, the alien, BlackPanthaa.
No one clap. No one clap at all.
Alright.
And we have the one who owns the Evo, GTAWiseGuy in the top. You guys didn't think we were gonna go in with the guests. To be honest, this was all very last minute. This was all very last minute. It's not as organized as you think it is. But we managed to get these two in. If you don't know who any of these two are, if there's anyone who's watching this podcast and doesn't know who Robin or Theo are, you're living under a rock. You're a retard, or you've got really bad memories. So. Basically, can someone else read the topics? I haven't got Skype installed on my phone.
I will do it because I have my notebook which I purchased.
Oh Jesus!
Recently.
Okay, my notebook which I purchased. I said this isn't exactly the most professional.
Yeah. Shut up.
It is Drivecast. I don't know what you're expecting, to be honest.
Oh shit.
Can I just add that your webcam is near unwatchable.
Yeah.
It's the
Hey! 5 frames per second, console frames per second.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, I got the topics down on my laptop, which I purchased.
Don't,
by the way.
CJ. Before you go, don't read 3 and 4.
Okay. I will not read 3 and 4.
Why? What's on
So-
2
So basically,
Read it,
the
it's
topics
in
for Drivecast 100 are weird ticks before, during, or after the making of our YouTube videos, our favorite car YouTubers that review cars and shit, and we are also going to be asking the age-old question: where is Theodore Thomas, aka BlackPanthaa? Oh,
3 and 4, and you fucking said 3 and 4. Are you Oh my
I
god!
didn't say 4, so
You actually. Oh. Scream!
I didn't even hear what he said.
I don't know what he said.
yeah.
Shut up, Steve.
Okay, yeah.
I'll introduce the topic. Right, so
Yeah, do it
today's
then,
topics we talk
cunt.
about weird ticks we have either before, during, or starting. About our favorite car YouTubers. We also, and you guys
Don't
have
read 3 or
literally
4.
literally spammed me with questions on Twitter, and we're gonna go through some of those. That's all you had to do, CJ. All
So
you had to
I
do.
can't take you seriously when you're moving like this every 10 seconds.
And how am I taking you seriously when your bed's not playing in the background? You've got posters which don't. And
What? What are you talking about my posters for?
look at the G5 one.
It's fine.
Anyway,
Can I just to clarify? Is cam like breaking up for anyone, or is it just me?
It's breaking up.
Yeah,
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 shit
yes.
webcam. Shit content.
You sound very like
I think that's because I shouted, you know.
yeah.
That's
very-
because I screamed. Hold on, let me sort that out because that's gonna come out on Drive.
Zamir's cheeks like also enlarging a bit, like when he gets close to the mic. It's weird.
No, that's CJ. That's just called me getting closer to the camera.
Oh, okay then.
Should we go on for the first topic about YouTube stuff?
Indeed.
Si, senor.
Is there anything weird you do whilst making videos? So for me, I laugh at myself when I'm editing.
That's not even.
Oh, I
That's
do
not,
that.
that's not
I-
funny.
What? That's a universal thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
universal.
No, CJ. It's not that it was not funny. It was just like that's a very regular thing.
Well, that's what I
Something
meant.
that I do, which is very, something that I do that is very autistic, is when I go ahead and sync my voice with the webcam, or not my webcam anymore, my actual camera, then I do some random ass noise at the end. So I'll just like look straight into it. I'll go, and then I'll sync it up.
I do something similar. Like I'll be so if I'm like it's like saying syncing audio now, but I stutter, I just go bleep blap doop X, and then I'll be back on it, and I'll be like, what was I doing? Because I'm literally just myself at that point. I don't say syncing audio.
I don't realize what I'm doing. Like when I sync it, I clap it, but I sit like dead weird. And I realize when I look back, I sit there and I go.
Oh, I've done that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever got mad at yourself or mad at something and then watched back, saw yourself get triggered at something and laughed at yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's been cases where a game, well, I think it was Need for Speed, and it wouldn't load. And I'm trying to get into a game because my camera breaks at 20 minutes. It only records for 20 minutes. It doesn't like to record past 20 minutes. So I'm sitting there waiting for it to, and I can see myself. I can see the anger building inside me, and I'm watching it back, and it's probably one of the funniest things ever. It's great, to be honest. But I don't really have any quirks, or I just
I can't think of any. There probably is some, but I can't think of any.
I mean,
You just scream Flippy Wood at the camera and think it's hilarious.
The only thing weird I do is I sit on my legs, and that's really it.
You sit on your legs.
Oh yeah, like this. Like
I
Wait,
I
you're
do that
making like you're
sometimes.
Isn't that how Jake
like you're
Girl?
praying.
yeah.
so what? Sorry, what's that, man?
I said, isn't that how you beat your Gurk?
Is that how I walk?
No, he kneels. He kneels when he does it. He kneels as
Is that
if he's
how-
praying.
Is that how I walk? Pray? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, is that how you jack off your dick? That's what he said.
God,
Well,
Jesus
let's just be open about
Let's
it.
talk about that.
Uh,
Yeah.
Spencer.
Christ.
Is that how you grab your dick and thrust it up and down? That was what he said.
See, I don't do that. I'm
Oh,
a
God.
virgin.
You don't do that.
I'm a virgin.
I'm a
What
pure
are you,
person. I'm a Christian man, and I don't do those disgusting. Actually,
No, that's me. No, I went to school.
don't-
Our sex education we had in school was sex is a sin. That's it.
Yeah. And it definitely is. That is true. I do not
Yeah.
do those antics. So can you not please?
For anyone who doesn't know, CJ goes to a Catholic school. That might be a bit confusing for
Oh,
people
yeah.
who don't realise.
Yeah.
Where they literally teach you about Jesus. What do they actually like what do they do?
What do you
How was
mean?
it different?
And we are taught religion.
How do they force Jesus on you?
I mean, yeah, they talk about. It's weird. It depends what teacher you have. There are some teachers who are cool, like, but then there are some teachers who's like, if you don't do this, Jesus is gonna fuck you in the ass and you're gonna go to hell. And
Why have you asked him this?
I was just curious
Okay.
well, yeah,
because I didn't go to a
mean,
Jesus school.
the thing is, my school tuition, I pay $10,000 a year for this opportunity.
You don't pay.
Well, I don't,
don't pay.
because yeah, but my parents do.
Anyway, we should move on to the next topic.
We
Is
should-
there anything else to say before we go on?
Not really.
Yeah.
Weird quirks.
Right. Favorite car YouTubers. I thought this was kind of
Adam
like
LZ.
relevant. This was relevant.
I was
for
yeah.
all car people.
Adam LZ is probably my favorite.
Adam LZ.
Why?
Boosted.
He has so much going on at once. That's the reason. Adam LZ has so many things going on at once, and it just like it drags you
Yeah.
in. Like I don't know.
How does he relax though? Like
I don't know.
it's
I
weird.
don't know how he did it with college as well. Like
I don't watch them, so I don't
When
know.
I was in uni, I just stopped posting for like months just to get it out of the way.
yeah.
But I couldn't do both. It was just too much. But
Adam LZ.
And I've been
Well-
watching TJ Hunt quite a lot recently
Yes.
because he's got
He's a
the
bit-
new Y body.
yeah, he's a bit controversial at the minute with his
Yeah.
replica wide body kit.
Yeah, people are attacking because he's got a replica kit.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It looks good.
It does
And
look good.
I enjoy
It
his
does look-
installs and that, but
Yeah.
I think
I don't
being
watch him that
in
much.
that position, getting a replica kit is kind of dodgy. It's weird.
I don't know. I'd say for me, it's definitely TJ Hunt. But one problem that I have with his videos is the music is way too fucking loud. When,
Yeah.
when he's doing his shit, it's just when the music comes on, it almost like jump scares me, and I have to like lower the volume. It's, like,
It's
oh my
always the
God.
same music as well. It's like dun dun dun
Yeah, it's
dun
always the
dun.
same.
Like copyright shit. Fucking, it's awful. It's actually awful.
His outro one's always the same, but it's nice. I think it's quite consistent the way he does it. And
It's consistent because he doesn't change the video on the left. Because usually for an outro, you'd have the last video on the left. He just doesn't change it. It's been that MX5
yeah,
video.
I think it's
for
like one
about
of his
3
old like
months.
drifting ones or something. There's
Yeah.
like stuck on there, and
Well,
like
you-
him and Calvin getting in his MX5 or something.
Yeah, it's just
Talking
literally been
about
there for about
zippy
3
action
months.
and shit.
Who's that guy on YouTube with that ridiculous Mazda MX-5?
Tyler Fiarco. Is that his name?
I think that's his name.
With the stupid wide body.
The
and
really
massive wheels.
silly MX-5, like absolutely
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. I was looking at his videos. I think it was his on how he made the kit. Was it him?
Yeah.
He creates it. So like.
Yeah. I was watching those because I was like, oh, I'd love to make them.
It's like, I think things like that are interesting. It's like people give him, like, throw a lot of hate towards him.
Yeah.
But it's obviously not serious. People take things way too seriously nowadays. I think it's fun to see someone do something as stupid as that because it's genuinely a big middle finger.
Yeah.
To all the sour folk who like to say that Canberra is shit. But I don't know. I think it's cool. If it's your car, do what you want. Honestly.
Yeah, he is just literally trying to make people hate, just for the sake of making people hate.
Is that the one? Is that the one with like it's got the sleepy eyes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I know. I've seen that.
Yeah,
I think didn't TJ Hunt make a review on that?
Yes.
I think that's where I've seen it. That's where I saw it.
He done a cardboard over fender at one point before he went onto the metal one. I couldn't imagine.
Oh yeah. I remember
Ridiculous. But he literally just gets a sheet of metal. He like draws like lines on the fender, and then like bends it over and then just cuts it off, and it's mad.
It's kind of mad how he does it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like watching anyone do something on YouTube, like makes me feel as if, I could do that. Then that looks quite easy. Like I never try it, but it makes me more confident.
To be honest, you should definitely do that to your RS4.
Well, just start cutting into it and just got a cardboard over fender.
Yeah.
And wake up with the rain and it's just gone.
You know those wings with the harness, like the straps, like coming out of the bumper, the boot even. Yeah, definitely.
What was I gonna say? I didn't know you made YouTube videos. I thought it was just like a one-off thing.
Oh no, he's got a Corvette at the moment, I believe. He's doing something to a Corvette, a Z06.
I didn't know that.
Do any of you watch Monkey London?
Kind of.
No idea.
No.
I like his videos.
The best British import. Do you know a guy called Jamie FYD?
My mate talks about him a lot. I don't watch him.
He's very good. He's like, there's something about Monkey London. It's just like, it's very long and very boring, but like Jamie FYD is very like straight to the point reviews. Kind of similar. It's like TJ Hunt. It's like what TJ Hunt is to Adam LZ almost. Like different types of content. But yeah, Jamie FYD is my favourite British one. But I always see Monkey London's like ridiculous like builds and stuff in my sub box. Like he's got that one car recently where like there's literally like an LED strip.
Yeah, just right across the front.
But I don't know what car it is. I couldn't tell you.
It says Sora.
It's a Sora.
Okay, Sora, yeah. I think.
The British one would be Seen Through Glass. But
Seen Through Glass makes me cringe. He actually makes me cringe. I watched a video the other day, and he was next to the guy who helped him buy his car, and he just started like pointing his middle finger up to him. It was like, and then like he started like saying shit, and the guy didn't look like he wanted to be there. Like he was trying to promote him, but it was just really, really cringy, really, really cringy. And then he was like talking about his car, and I was like, ooh.
I like Seen Through Sam's content a bit, but I think it's a bit too, what's the word? Quirky. So I couldn't watch him loads. I have met Sam when I went in the Nürburgring. He is quite sound.
That's how I feel about Cam's content.
Hey, hey, that's an easy shot.
When Cam starts making car videos.
Now, the difference when I make car videos is I'm not going to start pulling up my middle finger to the people who helped me buy my car. And then
also the other difference is CJ's gonna take the pussy way out of it and do. Oh, I have an automatic car, so that means I don't have to ship gears, so I'm good.
Yeah, what was I gonna say? I'm sure he is a nice guy in real life, but I don't like his content. It's shit.
I can't relate to the stupid car vloggers in a way. Like when I'm watching them, I know I can't
watch Supercars of London as much as I used to. Well, number one, I can't stand what the fuck he's done to his BMW.
You do.
Well, I don't watch him. What's he done?
he wrapped it satin black.
Oh god.
It was like a metallic black from when he bought it, and then he wrapped it satin black. And like the BMW logo, he wrapped the middle of the logo, but kept silver around, like a ring around the outside. It looks really weird. I don't get why he's done it, but I mean, kids love it because it's a black BMW.
The main exotic car YouTuber that I do watch, who I think is really good, is Mr. JWW. I honestly think good. He makes like I know what Robin was saying about like you can't really relate to him, but I feel like when he makes his videos, it's kind of like more like bringing on the trip sort of thing. It's like
I met him today, and I spoke to him for a little while. Like there's like a big meetup at like 5 o'clock for both of them, like Shmi and JWW, and JWW had like 5 people line up, and I kind of felt really bad. So I went over to him first because the line wasn't long. But I'd already spoken to him earlier in the day. He is like, he's not. Shmi seemed a bit like rushing, like. But then again, he did have like a show, like. I don't know. He was just rushing people to kind of get a picture and go kind of thing. Whereas he was just fine to stop and have a chat. And I don't know. He's just not big-headed. I like him.
How has Shmi got so many subscribers? I find him really boring too.
Because he got also like I like some stuff, but I don't like enough stuff now in where I just don't watch any of it because the good stuff is so separate from each other, like padded with crap I don't care about. But
yeah, basically that's like some other racing YouTuber. Sorry.
I mean, can I tweet now? Sir Cam? Can I?
You have the orb.
I have the orb of speaking. My favorite car YouTuber.
Me.
Is definitely definitely Comedy Shorts Gamer. He's got an eye for cars. I'm telling you, he just takes Lamborghini.
Jay, he is YouTube's Paul Walker.
Definitely.
Not yet, because he's not dead yet. He should be, but that's a different story.
You're asking for dislikes on this, you are.
We all know that Drivecast after 40 minutes is just brutal, so I don't.
We're 17
We're
in.
17.
The amount of comments I've got, like, don't Comedy Shorts Gamer, you're Audi. I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I do that?
It's mad how much that triggered a lot of people. That initial video.
A lot of people.
Literally his fault though.
I've got like the slightest hope that they at least saw the thumbnail, like what either KSI or Comedy Shorts Gamer. Like, just see that in the recommended side. I'd be like, yes.
Oh no, it wasn't my fault. I was going really fast around the corner and it was raining, and my car just decided to just go off, and I flipped it. It wasn't my fault, I swear.
That thing was like. He was saying he was going like the speed limit and stuff. Bullshit was that thing going the speed. Did you see the state of that thing?
He had to get 4 wheels off the ground. He would have had to be going the stupid speed, but well, I don't know. It's not even like it was a. I mean, T's aren't slow.
I don't know if it was all-wheel drive or front wheel, but either way, how the hell do you do that to either of those? Like,
yeah, just friends in the fucking passenger seat.
Yeah. That was the first time I met with this guy in a while, and he like fucking crashes his car with him.
Yikes.
I would never go in a car with him ever again if that happened. Like Theo, if you just flip that RS4 like while I was, I'd be like, no, I'm never getting in a car with you ever again. And kill yourself.
I'd never get in a car again myself. I'd shit myself.
Didn't he buy he bought a Lambo after that, didn't he?
No, he already had a Huracan. He wasn't driving. If he was driving that, he'd be dead. Like if he was driving that night, he would have died. Then straight after,
you said that with a smile on your face.
A little smirk.
No, straight like a few days after, he announced that he bought a Range Rover because it's safer. Oh my god. Oh
my god. Actually makes me cringe.
Here's a
his
question.
Lambo fucking gold.
Oh yeah, I put that video in the chat in our group chat the other day, and What is it? What was it like? Matte gold with like the Blacktron ones. Yeah.
Whose car is this?
Comedy Shorts
gamer.
Like it was that nice grey color that was like I was like, okay, that's pretty. No, he just fucking wraps it, fucking gold. Every other FIFA YouTuber in the fucking world.
They're like
stale.
They're like really
I hate
just
throwing
they're
rats
just
and shit on cars.
it's like if they get money, they just immediately go for a Lamborghini or a Range Rover or something like that. You know, something simple for simple people.
That Yanamize, that's it. They probably go in like, oh yeah, I just want it like wrapped, I don't know, like black, and he's like, none of gold.
he just opens up a door and he's like, you want gold, you want gold. There's loads of chrome wraps.
To be honest, there's even a chance he could have not wanted gold, but they forced him to have gold.
Well, he said, "Can I have it in blue?" And he's like, "No, you want gold. You want this." It's like, "Okay, we'll give you blue." And then he comes up to collect his car. He's like, "We wrapped it in gold."
Oh my God.
I'm never taking any of my cars to Yanamize. You can kiss
Yanamize.
You know how much he probably pays as well. Like, it probably makes him pay a fortune for it.
He probably makes so much money from like. Apparently they have a problem as well, like where a lot of kids are going to like Yanni's shop because obviously he's with those kind of YouTubers. And they come and touch the cars and everything.
Oh, God.
Yes, if I lived in London, I'd definitely rob the car and drive off.
If I were to be completely honest, his Hurricane, the only thing that I actually somewhat liked on it was the LED strips in the engine bay. Even then, I didn't really like it all that much. I mean, it was very out of place. You have this satin gold wrapped car with gloss Blacktron lines with an LED engine bay.
I thought this Tron line thing would have died out. It is rice.
The only person who did it well was Morohashi-san and his like group of people. And I can forgive him because he's Japanese. He's a Jap, so I can forgive him.
They live in a different world to us, man. They do what they want. Here, like it's so boring. There's no passion behind that. They're not car people. They're literally just saying, "Oh, that looks cool." Why are Tron lines not dead yet? Like from initially when I first started, they're not dead. I remember playing Forza Motorsport 3 and seeing that shit. And back then I was like young, so even then I thought they looked trash, and now I think they look trash. Why are they still here? People are literally still doing it. I find it absurd. Has KSI still got?
Yeah, he's still got it. He just doesn't drive it.
People are still putting shitty underground body kits on the courses, but
oh no.
At least with that, there's a little bit of passion. At least like
Yeah.
culture.
I take it to Yanni.
Are taking like what £100,000 cars and doing that to them. I find it mad, but.
yeah.
It's all the same Lambos as well. It's even a Avenza or a Huracan. It's never like a Murcielago or a Gallardo. Or like
Don't even get started on that, because like the race between the
Oh my God,
KSI brothers.
the race.
They had a race. The KSI's car versus Deji's car. They had a race. Okay, right.
He couldn't launch
Aventador or Huracan, right? Which do you think would win in a drag race? Okay.
Well, the
It's probably gonna be the Huracan.
The fucking Huracan one, because none of them know how to launch in the fucking slightest. They were sat there like, oh, like fucking automatic, like, oh.
Wow.
And they had a rematch, and the exact same result happened. Like, we didn't need to see that.
He couldn't launch it like twice. Like he couldn't move it off the line.
Jesus.
And then he went. Comedy Shorts Gamer got a decent launch, and KSI just fucked it. And then he lost.
It's not even manual. It's not even manual. All you've got to do is press a button. That's all you've got to do, and like.
I mean, I'm not going to go ahead and say I could launch an Aventador, but Jesus. How long has he had it? Like, what? 3 years now?
He bought it for that to make that song.
Oh my.
Oh shit! Didn't that come out like 2 years ago now?
Yeah, he bought it to make the song,
Nasty.
and he's probably driven it like 3 times.
Doesn't even drive it. That's the worst
Here-
part.
Here's a question: do any of you think you'll ever own a supercar in your lifetime?
No.
No.
I hope.
I
Probably
don't-
not.
Even if you
I
had the
want-
money
I
for
want
one,
to.
to buy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I had the money, I'd buy one. But like,
Yeah,
I don't
but
think
you
I
won't
will.
because you'll spend it on some stupid ass shit.
By I don't know. I can't tell.
See,
I can't
people
tell.
are always okay. One thing I've got recently a lot is people saying, "Oh, you shouldn't have got this. You should save for the Skyline." People don't understand that I can sell cars as well. It's you don't just discard them.
It's the crew. You can't
Sell
sell
them.
them. You can't sell them.
Forza.
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 it just removes it from your inventory. It just removes it
Yeah,
from your
it's just
garage.
gone like, oh.
It's just
That's it.
You see the ocean over there? Yeah, I just threw it in that ocean over there.
Just
Like-
make a 1,000-degree knife video.
Yeah.
That'll get views as well.
And then all the comments recently on every time I reveal a car for the rest of my life that isn't a Skyline, I'm gonna get comments. Oh, why didn't you get a Skyline instead? You find me a GTR for 15 grand, and it would be gone straight away. But no.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
to be fair, if I found a Skyline for 15 grand, I'd be a bit skeptical, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Thing is, that the closer you get to owning one, the more it's going to go up.
it's literally increasing faster than I can like save for it. So it's
Yeah.
like,
So what if it gets to the point where it's like 100k?
to be honest, I'd probably give up on it if it got to £100,000.
Nah, man, you
that's
don't.
not-
You can't live like that, my nigga. You can't live like that. you got to think
No,
forward.
because by that point, it would be literally cheaper to get a GTT and fucking literally convert it, like,
Yeah, okay.
like they did with the Fast and Furious films.
Oh, what?
They
That's
do that in the
what
Fast
they
and Furious films.
That's what they did.
Oh,
They
okay.
got GTTs and converted them.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
think
even
the
know
only
that.
thing
Well,
they don't change is like
I'm deceived. Oh my god. Right.
But
I
it's-
want to
it's
wide
just-
body my Evo actually.
Do you?
What?
Hold on, I'll try and find a picture.
Oh.
To be honest, having Evo at your age, I would be. I think I would
Yeah,
have
that's
crashed it and
Look
died.
at- look at
I
all-
think I genuinely I would have died by this point.
Look at all these people with their
Like-
cool ass cars, and I'm just here with a 05 325i.
Can you see it?
Oh
That's
my
not-
lord.
Oh,
that looks like
jeez.
some shit from Need for Speed.
It does.
Yeah.
Actually does.
And
And I'm here with my T150 chilling.
I'm here with no car at all.
Just here with an
I'm-
Xbox
The
controller.
Here with the
The RCF is in the new Need for Speed. I'm taking credit. I'm gonna nag Ben until I add it.
What car?
The RCF. Because
Yeah.
that with the Rocket Money kit,
Oh,
that with the Rocket Money kit is.
Lexus as a whole, I think.
That literally looks like the one from Need for Speed, isn't it?
It does,
Is
yeah.
It literally does.
Is it not the Vortex kit?
No, it's clinched. It's a fairly
Oh.
new one.
Very similar.
Yeah, it looks really quite well. Not really similar. It looks quite similar. It looks wider.
A lot wider.
If you did that and then bagged it, oh my lord.
It's not that. It's like $3,000 for the kit as well, which isn't a lot for a wide body kit.
It's kind
No.
of we feel
But
like
then you
this.
got to get massive ass wheels, which.
get some 20 foes.
Yeah.
I don't know why
Right.
I need my 325i.
It's not your car. Stop saying that.
Well, true. It's my parents. I didn't even buy it. I got it for $7
Right.
grand.
I want to go and move on to question number 4.
Are you sure?
Topic number 4 first.
Are you
Because
sure?
you kind of gave away number 3. That's for people who are watching the video. Anyway, this one's to
then.
Robin.
Oh wait,
Supposed to
before we actually ask
Oh,
that,
do you want
I
to
want-
introduce because it's kind of your
Yeah.
like thing.
So I was wondering, since you're a pizza delivery man, you know,
Okay.
when you're rolling up to some bitch's door, you know, and she's like, oh no, I don't have any money to pay for the pizza. Is there any other way that I can pay you? Has that ever happened to you?
No, it has not.
Would
Thankfully,
you? What if that happened? What if that happened?
I'd say I've got a girlfriend, sorry, and I'd walk away.
Do we live in?
Come on.
But you
Hold
give
on.
him the pizza. Hold on. You demand for that money.
Robin's being clever because he knows this is being recorded and it's going on the
I know. We don't live in like Brazil, in some poverty-ridden country where we have to live. Like, if that ever happened, and like any news source heard that, it would be all over the news. It would be like at the top. It would be above ISIS bombings. It would be above every serious thing.
Just on the front of a newspaper, Pizza Boy gets fucked.
I did think once I was going to get killed on a delivery.
What?
Because I went to someone's door. It was in some like dodgy crack den, and I went upstairs, and there was this guy who was like, "Yeah, I'll come in a minute." I was like, "Right, okay." So I went inside to deliver this pizza, and it was like an empty flat, just nothing in it. But there was like just these kitchen knives laid out on the counter. I was like, what's going on? And then said, "Yeah, mate, before I give you the money, just take this over the road to someone for me." I was like, he said, "I'll give you 20 quid." I was like, "No, I can't do that. I can't. I just can't." Because obviously, like, maybe someone was like watching him outside the house or something fucking dodgy. So I was like, "No, I can't." He was like, "You what?" And I was like, "I can't take it." Like, you're a fucking dickhead. Just take it over. And I was like, "Fuck!" I'm like shitting myself at this point. So I said, "No, just can you just give me the money for the pizza and I can go?" He's like, "Oh, you're a dickhead, mate. You're a dickhead." And he eventually paid me, and I walked out. But as I was walking away, again, he just popped out the door and went, "You're a dick." I was like, "Right." I was gonna stab him.
Ooh, my
But he obviously wanted me to take some sort of like drugs or something across the road. I shit me pants.
My one teacher at my
gonna
school.
pull you in and he's gonna lay you out on a table and he was gonna like, "Fucking take this across the road."
No, you know that movie Tusk, where they turn that person into a walrus. Wow.
Is that like a Japanese exclusive? Is that like anime?
That was funny because, yeah, okay,
Is that an anime?
yeah,
No.
totally.
Oh yeah, my teacher got he was a pizza delivery driver and he actually got stabbed while delivering a pizza. Guy actually followed him and came up to him with a knife and he started stabbing at him through the window.
Wait, so you're telling me instead of having money in your back pocket, you just pulled out a knife?
Jesus Christ.
No, he was in the car and then the guy came up to him and started stabbing him.
That's not.
Yeah, if I'm going around like a dodgy area, I lock my doors.
I don't think that would.
I
I don't think that would happen here. Though.
Like, I'm in Birmingham. Like,
I mean
here.
here, dodgy area. You're having your doors locked the entire time. Just as soon as you enter the state, your doors are locked.
Like, okay, it's gonna sound really, really racist, but so the amount of times I've pulled out of like my parking area, so I'm like, and then I see like usually like a tough-looking black fellow. I like spam the lock a few times just to be sure. You never know. I mean, an RS4 pulls up. You might try the handle.
I mean, you're black yourself. You might think you're a rival gang member.
He just comes out wearing red.
Blood gay! Blood gay!
Hey, where you from, sir? Where you from?
Random cars, actually. So, for those that have driven, I want your opinion on undertaking. Okay.
It's okay if the hog in the middle lane.
That's my view on it. Okay, someone commented because I was about to on my video. I was in the left lane because I was going slow because I wanted to record me like accelerating for the exhaust in the video. And someone commented, "Oh, we saw you undertake that car." Maybe it's I was in the left lane because I was going slow and then sped up because otherwise I would have been blocking a lane. Anyway, I undertake all the time, quite honestly. I undertake all the time. If the right lane has got someone in it, the middle lane has got someone in it, the left lane is clear. I'm not just gonna sit behind someone.
You're not gonna go behind him and then the next lane to go past him and then all the way back into the left lane. It's stupid.
Like that's what I love about because I haven't driven in America a lot, so I've driven like I don't know, probably like a total of like 50 miles, but I've not been enough on like motorways to highways to say how that's like. But in Germany, oh my, they drive so well. They drive so fucking like
so well.
I was in this big shit BMW thing, and I was on the autobahn, and people would like as soon as you get in sight of them, they'll move into the slow lane. They just move. It's freaking perfect.
I was yeah, they're good drivers, but there was one instance where I nearly killed myself on the way to Nürburgring because I was on the de-restricted autobahn, and I was absolutely smashing it about 150 mile an hour, and my car was shaking about because my tires are shit and I've got no splitter underneath. And what is it? I was absolutely smashing it, and then this fucking Polo just come out onto the fast lane at the last second, and I almost went straight into the back of it. I slammed on. I was like locking up and swerving about. Oh, it was horrible.
Jesus, Robin out here is freaking cheating death. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was on the way to get my exhaust, and I was in the middle lane, and someone from the right lane decided to like merge into my lane just as I was about to get in that state. That is the scariest thing to me. Not looking and merging. Yes, I was undertaking, but he was being a slow bastard in the wrong lane. So
What I will say was, people like you made me fail my second driving test. Basically, I'm doing the speed limit. I can't go any more, can't go any less. I'm doing my mirror checks, and this prick in a Golf that had a huge exhaust tried to fucking undertake me, and oh my god, he made me fail my test because apparently I wasn't doing checks and shit. When he just came out of nowhere, and I was being a confident driver. I was being a confident driver. I was showing the examiner. I was like, you know what, I'm doing a good job, and this. I was about to be a bit racist then. Dickhead, come past, and it was like, no, you failed it. And I was like, oh, what for? It was like, oh, when you didn't check your lanes. And I was like, huh? Like, you failed me for that? It was like, yeah, you got one minor. And I was like, one major. And I was like, you're having a laugh. And no, they failed me for it.
The test is retarded.
Okay, here's a question. How many times did it take you to pass your theory and then your actual test?
So I find that you take longer, obviously, on like one of them you could probably do like first time, the other you take maybe a few attempts. I did my theory third time, because the first time I was like, oh, it'll be fucking easy, so I went into it and I was like, shit. I think I only got like 2 off, and then the second time I was 1 off. I was like, you fucking bastards. And then the third time I actually, like, every night I was just on the app like doing the questions over and over again, and it was easy. But
I failed my theory first time, passed the second time, but I failed by 1 mark.
I know what that is. It's like, just like at the time I did it, I was pretty much ready to like do my actual test as well. So I was waiting just to pass that for them to be like, okay, you can now do your thingy test. And I passed my normal test first time. I was meant to do it like a month earlier, but they called me the night before at 6 p.m. to say, oh yeah, your instructor won't be here, so you have to rebook it for next month. You fucking what? I had Alexa sat outside. I was like, no.
Yeah, for me it was I passed my theory third time. And I remember I skipped school on the third attempt to do it because I didn't have any times, and it was like in the middle of the day. It was like a Wednesday at like 1 o'clock, and I was like, no, fuck off PE, I'll just go and do my test. So I went to go do my test and I passed it, luckily. Every other time, the first time now I fucked it up. I actually don't remember what I got. I just know I fucked it up. I got the hazard perception. I got like almost full marks on hazard perception, but the actual test I was like 5 off, and I was like, oh shit.
This is all you do on hazard perception.
That's the the first time you go into the hazard perception, you're like really cautious because like they say, oh, don't click too many times. So you like click the right amount of times, and it like you've pressed it like slightly too early. Like, I'm sorry, I saw the car earlier than your fucking stupid programmer saw. But then, like, to the second time, you just like click it like 5 times each thing you see just to be sure. Like you still pass it. So it's the whole test.
You can click a lot.
Yeah, you can click a hell of a lot.
And then in my actual test, that was the third time.
Yeah, I passed my my practical first time with
my practical
4 minors, I think it was, and 2 minors.
I had 1, thankfully.
2 minors were for uneconomical shifting. so I was revving it too much before I was like changing gear.
The only one I had, I think, was I was late to indicate on a roundabout because I just forgot, but that was about it.
seems like a giant like production just to get your license there.
No,
Oh,
it is.
I
it is.
Yeah, I mean
It
here
is, and like
it's not. Like the actual road test here is like 5 minutes long.
Yeah, but then you have
Yeah,
retards
I've heard
driving
from
around
Meadow,
who
like-
don't actually know how to drive.
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah,
it's,
no,
an
yeah,
effort
there
to get
is.
it here, but it's a lot better.
The problem here is we like okay, just like people who have their license aside, old people. I feel like when they're 60, they need to get another test, or like every like few years they need to get tests because there's these slow fuckers who like say the speed limit's 45 miles per hour, and you are like in the left lane, so you're like in the the fast lane. They're going like 35 in a 45 or 50 speed limit zone. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
I had that
It is
exact
annoying.
issue on my second
Yeah.
test. I took me three tries.
Oh.
It was bullshit. It was bullshit. The first and second time, no, the first time I understood. The first time I actually fucked up. I was way too close to the car and doing a parallel park. Didn't touch it, but I still got it in there fine. And they were like, "No, you were too close." I'm like, I still got it in without touching. Did I kill anyone? No. So I don't understand why I didn't get my license. Second time round, I got undercut, and then there was some old fucking lady driving. So I went for the overtake. And then she decided to swerve in the lane that I just went into. Like, no indicator, just swerved into my lane. I was like, And then on my third attempt, I got away with it. But I was definitely speeding at some points.
I was never speeding on any of my like lessons or anything. I didn't. I was the one that went like 5 miles an hour under just to be sure.
Yeah.
But as soon as I passed my test, I was flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, even with the black box, it doesn't like I could go like 90 on the motorway and it didn't moan at me. So I mean, I didn't go 90, but I could.
You done 70 and a little bit more, but
Yeah.
I remember in my lesson, it got to the point where we were literally taking that last test, and my instructor was like, "Yeah, you're basically just a driver without a license now. So you just keep it up and just do whatever you need to do. Just basically give me directions." And there was like an accident that happened ahead, and I was looking, and it was like a lorry or something, and I didn't realize what speed I was going, and I was in my lesson, and he wasn't paying attention because he was like doing something else. I think he was looking through a book or something. He had like a diary or something, and I had my foot down, and I didn't realize. And I'm in a 30 doing 50 in a learner's car before I have my license.
fucking hell.
And there's a camera right there. And I stamped on the brake. And next thing you know, his head goes flying. I'm like, no way am I getting any speeding tickets before I get my license. And I got it down to like 40 and the camera didn't flash, luckily.
I
But
bet
I
your
was
heart
that
was-
close to
Most of the
getting
cameras
points on my license.
aren't even on, honestly. Most of the cameras don't even work, I've found.
Like
I always shit myself. Like, say I just literally like I've gone past like, because there's a thing where it's like, you can go plus 10%, plus 2, whatever. There's loads of rules you can follow, but sometimes I'll be over that. I'll be shitting myself for weeks, like hoping that no letter comes through the post. Like,
Yeah.
But-
I was on my way to Middlesbrough to see my mate, and what was it? I saw three. There was like an S13 and two S14s. They were absolutely smashing it, like slipstreaming each other at about 100 mile an hour. Sort of thought,
Fun gun.
yeah, I'll jump in on this and just save a bit of fuel in the slipstream. So I was just following him, and then we were absolutely smashing it. And then there was a police camera van on the left, and I was
The
like,
vans are
shit.
the worst fucking.
Yeah.
Right, they're not allowed to hide, but they don't fucking stop doing that. They do it anyway. Like, and they have to have like signs a certain distance and whatever. I hate those things. They're literally like they'll park behind a tree on a motor. Like, how did you find that tree for one? Like, you plant the tree to hide behind. You fucking.
yeah, I was about to say they just plant trees just to hide behind them.
It's like a cardboard cutout tree they've rolled up. Like, it's
I don't
literally
know
like
if it's.
that.
I don't know if there's as big of a problem there
No.
as here, but when we went down to LA for Thanksgiving, we were on the interstate, and it was like a 75 speed limit. And so we're going about 80, 85 because it's the flow of traffic.
Yeah.
And there's this fucking cop, and he's going 100, and like he didn't flash his lights, but like he flashed his spotlight at us to slow down. It's like he was going 110, and we're going like 85. It's like, what the fuck?
Speed. Like, I see like highway maintenance vans like speeding, and like you just everyone speeds. Like,
Yeah.
So sometimes I just see busies without the lights on, just fly past
Yeah,
me at about
it's-
90.
I'm not
Why
sure if
not?
I've told this story before. I was in the car with my dad, and essentially there was an unmarked police car, but he didn't know that. He was in like a Beamer, and he thought the Beamer was trying to race him because he kept egging him on. So he was like, okay, I'll put my foot down. So he was in front. And this Beamer was following him at fucking rapid pace, and he was allegedly he was doing like about 80 in a 50 or something, like 80 in a 40. And they were going around roundabouts, and he thought he was racing him, and next thing he sees a blue light, and I'm there, I'm like, shit. So he tried to dip, he went left, he was like, no, I'm not getting caught today. And then he eventually got caught up, and he was like, why are you going so fast? And he obviously can't say, I thought you were racing me. just like I'm in a rush, need to drop my son off. It was like, he got away with a speed awareness course.
The one of my favorite roads. So the road that goes straight from, I don't know what road it comes off, but basically the M road that turns to an A road to Grimsby. There's literally no cameras down there, or no vans or anything. So literally every time you go down there, like late at night, literally everybody is doing like 120 just flying down the road, because like it's a horrible road as well, because it's just like concrete, and the sound is, it makes me want to die. So
Sounds like you're gonna throw up then.
So everyone just bombs it down there to get over it quickly. But, and then there's I think it's the M40, which leads to Heathrow, which I take as Heathrow all the time. No cameras down there, so I'm always speeding to the airport. What's great? It's a long, boring journey.
Allegedly.
71 miles per hour.
Yeah, I go 71.
What's great about roads here
the average is 86, I think. That's what they say.
What's great about roads here is that there are no roads here with any cameras. We don't have that shit here. But we do have cops that sit on the side of the road.
You have cops,
Yeah, but what's funny is we don't have cameras. No, we have the red light cameras that catch you if you're going through a red light. But other than that, no. And what's great is there's this one highway here. This is very narrow 2-lane highway that basically connects where I live to Philadelphia. And it's a toll road, too. And everyone's doing like maybe 80, 90 on there. That's the norm. And what's funny is the cops can never really pull anybody over, because where the cops hide, they're out in plain sight, and that causes everyone to like slam on their brakes, and that causes like a ripple effect, which just ends up causing a traffic jam. So if you know traffic stopped, it's just because there's a cop up ahead.
CJ, there's no speed cameras in Pennsylvania.
No. There are probably some in the city, like the actual city centers, because they don't want people speeding there, but not in like the country roads or anything. No.
Yeah, they have like radar, like cops.
Yeah, they have radar. Like when I was in New York, they had speed cameras there.
See, the thing with America that's messed up is like they have a set amount of people they're supposed to bust for speeding at the end of like the month
quotas.
Or something.
Yeah,
which is really dodgy.
Yeah, they have a quota.
They don't. The state police have that, but the local cops don't.
Okay.
So.
I'm like that's just dodgy in itself. Though.
I mean, that's where they get most of their income from. Like it's supposed to help.
That's true.
It's supposed to help towards the roads, but the roads here are shit anyway. So, I mean, like
this is bullshit. So back when we got our Mazda 6, we had a factory tint on it, and here comes this fucking county sheriff out of nowhere, because they also have to meet quotas, and here he comes, puts on his light, and my dad didn't know what the fuck was happening. This was like back in 2006, I think, when we first got the car, like I said. And we got pulled over, and then the fucking sheriff was like, oh, the tint on your windows is too dark, and gave us a fix-it ticket that we had to lighten the tint a little bit.
Wow.
Such bullshit.
Would have been even worse if you were black.
Yeah. It would have probably taken you out of the car.
It would have been like, your face is too dark. It would have pulled out a gun.
Run the gun!
Drop the weapon!
No.
Oh shit! I actually just shot.
That's a serious topic, guys. It's a serious issue.
Oh my god! I just shot this.
No, but okay. Monitor. Did you hit? Okay, it's unrelated from like cars, but it's related to like the black arresting thing. Those black people from like black teens, I don't know, young adults that kidnapped that disabled kid or something.
Oh, that was cool.
Did you right? So they kidnapped this kid, and the cops said that like they were threatening this guy and saying, oh, like fuck white people and all this stuff on the video, and the cops were like, oh, it didn't seem like anything to do with race or any. It's just like. Are you? It's because like they don't want to cause more issues with the black community, as they say. If it was white people that had taken a black guy hostage, it would have been
yes, it would have been all over the place. Yeah.
like, oh,
The maddest thing is about that is that it's kind of scary in a way because
yeah,
honestly, it's getting to a point in America where people think that's okay. People think that's okay, and they think because he was white and they're black, that wasn't racist. People are very, very fixed on the fact that because he was white and they were black, that wasn't a hate crime. No, that's not how racism works, you freaking idiots. I can't believe there are actual news outlets, like literal fully established news, well-known CNN, ABC, whatever, saying that isn't racist and saying it wasn't a hate crime. They are mental. They need to be put down. They were literally torturing him live on Periscope on Facebook, and they thought that was okay. I don't care if the kids. I don't care.
yeah,
if,
kids
I don't care
make
what colour they are.
mistakes. That's what they were saying.
No, kids don't make mistakes. They need to be put
Fucking
in
mistakes.
They need to be put in not even prison, straight prison. That's where they need to go, because that's if they think that's right, that's mad. And there were people, if they were streaming that on their Facebooks for their friends and stuff, that means there are people that thought that think like that as well. So they have that same,
It's crazy to think about. Like people actually think that that's okay.
I mean,
Oh.
people think killing
Not just
police
okay,
officers is
but
fine now.
entertaining or whatever. Like
It makes you sick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I couldn't really watch it because it just angered me. But
I mean, people think killing cops is fine now. Like on a
I
can't see that.
it's like
I don't see that comparison.
I'm just
I was gonna kill a few cops. Don't see that comparison.
Well, that's basically what that guy in Dallas said.
It doesn't surprise me though. I'm not gonna sit here and say it surprises me.
It doesn't surprise me because of what's going on there, but that it doesn't excuse violence. It doesn't, just because of what's happening doesn't mean, oh, okay, so black people are getting shot by cops. First of all, this isn't new. This has been happening for years and years and years. The only difference is now people can film it. That's
that is it. Yeah.
So because people are seeing this now, it's angering people. It's getting people rounded up. You got people overseas that ain't even there saying Black Lives Matter and stuff. You ain't even there. There's not cops in England shooting black people. You're getting people angry here. So obviously people are seeing now what's happening, and because you can see what's happening, make it like riots and blocking streets and stuff. It doesn't really work. Like it doesn't work.
It just makes people angry because they're trying to get to work.
Exactly.
It works to raise attention.
And that's where I'm going on to.
Yeah, but it pisses everybody off, including the black fella that's trying to get to fucking work to feed his fucking family. Like,
that's where it's kind of blurred. The line's really blurred there, because there are people that have lived in poverty and ghettos and stuff, and they've experienced that shit, and they're angry. So if everyone's making noise, they're gonna say, okay, what can I do? Make noise. It's like I said, everyone can see what's happening now, and it's like everyone's waking up now. But this has been going on for years. This has been happening forever. This Black Lives Matter thing. This has been happening for absolutely ever, for ages, since slaves and whatever. It's not new, but I don't know. It's messy. It's very definitely. I try and stay away from this shit, honestly.
Should we go on to a more enlightening
Before
topic?
we go on to the next topic, before we go on to that, I just want to point out, I remember when I took out my gun a couple minutes ago, I accidentally fired off a pellet and it hit my monitor. So there's a bullet type thing in my monitor, and it kind of messed up my screen. And it has this giant ass red bar
just fucked it up
across my screen.
You see what I mean? This is what's going on in America right now.
Yeah,
Crazy kids are going.
But then again, this is coming from the same person, CJ, who, when he plays LSPDFR, he's like, "Oh, you're black? Let me shoot you because I'm a policeman. I'm white."
Only if it was earlier on when you had it in your mouth. That would have been funny.
Yeah. I never realized it was loaded. I could have sworn safety was on too.
Anyway, we're going to go from one of the Twitter questions. This one's from Charlie, the petrol head. And his question is, what car scene trend do you think is going to lose popularity next? Personally, he thinks extreme camber is already on its way out. So basically, the next car trend that's going on now that you think is going to slowly get out.
I was thinking about this the other day, but I know this isn't going to die. Probably not anytime soon. But like Liberty Walk and Rocket Bunny and all those sort of things, I was thinking when they might die out. And like,
I mean, it's just gonna evolve the type of body kits and stuff. I mean,
I
it's
don't
been around for
know,
a while.
honestly.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say because we all like it.
Yeah.
And there are people that don't like Liberty Walk kits and Rocky Bunny kits. There are people that are very against that kind of stuff.
Bring back rivals.
But
Bring back the
I honestly, I don't know.
We don't
I don't
want
know.
underground.
but it's like
free.
it's like Underground 2. Everyone loved
Yeah.
tricking out the courses years ago. They thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But you look at it now, it just looks shit. So
You know,
maybe like in 10
Gumtree,
years,
you
we'll
see
look
that
back at
one
Liberty
course
Walk
there.
and Rocket Bunny and how shit it is.
It's like fashion in a way, isn't it? Like things
Yeah.
come around. It's like they
That's
do
true.
things full circle. So I wonder if like things will just start coming back. Liberty Walk will come back in like the
I
next.
think
20 years.
Extreme Camber's on its way out.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
a massive thing anymore, really.
that's something that was taken from Japan and like
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't see it really anymore. Like at the show I went to today, I don't think there was any cars with it.
Yeah, there's people got triggered over it, and now it's just like no one's really that arse. They don't want to give you hate about it, so no one.
which is bizarre. You getting triggered over.
It's
It's not that deep. So
it's like I don't see the use for it.
there is.
Whereas everything else, like it kind of, I couldn't see it.
Like, don't get me wrong, I've seen it. Like, I went to a few car shows like last year, and like I saw a fair few, but that was last year. Like, that was like in the summer of last year. Like now, I get what you mean. It's like becoming less prominent. I still think it looks pretty cool to have a flush fitment though.
See,
Yeah,
I think it will stay if the people have bags. If they don't, then it's
Yeah,
like, it's a
static
bit-
isn't.
Static's
stable.
retarded. If your car's static, especially in this country, you're retarded. But
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get fucking anywhere in the UK.
No,
You fall in a pothole and just won't get out.
yeah, definitely.
Just beat your car in a pothole. Okay, so let's reverse it. What do you think is gonna become popular soon?
The flash, like all the neon stuff, because you see that popular in Japan right now, and a lot.
I
from
think
what we see in
I think
Japan-
neon will become popular again.
Yeah.
Well,
I
Like,
can
a
see
lot of
that.
what's in Japan's
From-
popular
I
now.
think-
'Cause that's popular now, and it's gonna become popular in the US.
I don't think neons will change in popularity. I think it'll be about the same as it's always been. Like, there's
Yeah.
always been a cult following for it. I like it, but like, I don't ever see myself doing it because I mean, you can't really use it that much.
I mean, you know, I could see myself, like, say if I had my dream car.
Yeah,
I'd
If
put
I
my
had,
like a white. I think maybe a white.
Yeah.
neon back, not all around, just the back or maybe the front, just to give it a bit of an underglow. I don't think I'll go all crazy with pulse and.
again, it's something I would like to do on my car, but like every car I've owned, like I've never thought,
think-
oh yeah, I'll do that because I haven't got far enough with the car. Say like I had everything perfect, like I had a wide body and I had wheels that I want, and like
It's what
then
the
I'd be like,
Lexus is
okay,
for,
what else can I do?
The Lexus. It's what
I
that-
Then-
do little accents, so maybe like in the dash and the footwell, put a little like,
Yeah,
LED
yeah,
strip
yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I won't mind. I don't mind stuff like that, but I wouldn't go mad on the car. Like,
Full on all over the car.
yeah,
Like,
The inner
Literally,
underground 2 in
the
me
last
would
time-
like white underglow on an R32.
the last time I
flashing
saw underglow.
Not flashing, just
well,
normal
loads of
white
people
underglow.
in the UK now, what they do is they have the rear number plate like so bright that it looks
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a white
yeah,
mirror on the car.
Yeah.
The amount of courses I saw do that in Grimsby, like they actually have neons though. A lot of the courses in Grimsby, like I've noticed actually since coming to Birmingham, there's a hell of a lot less courses. I noticed that a lot. Like everyone here has like the generic BMWs or Mercedes or whatever, like black men with the one hand on the wheel, like
The seat way back, like the seat back, like you can't even see them.
but
Yeah.
like in Grimsby, like everyone has a Corsa and like they just put neons on it.
That's
and,
weird
like,
because when I come to Birmingham, I see all types of shit. Last time I went, I saw an R34, like a white R34.
I saw an no, it wasn't R34. I don't know. It's the 4-door like R34 looking thing.
And then even when I went round with you the other day, we saw an imported US Charger.
Ooh.
We did.
Challenger,
That was challenging. That looks really
69
cool.
Charge or a new one.
No,
There's a new one.
Oh,
New
wow.
one.
Was it?
It was really nice. I like that car a lot.
Yeah,
And it was imported as well because it was on the wheels on the other side, the wrong side.
I saw a Challenger for the first time. Me and my girlfriend went to like some sci-fi convention in Manchester, and we saw a Challenger, and I got her to stand next to it, and it's fucking huge.
Yeah. I can't
Ridiculous.
imagine. I can't imagine trying to park that anywhere there. Where would you park it?
Yeah. Just when you see American cars on UK roads, it's just stupid.
It
Like I
looks
saw an
odd,
old muscle
isn't it?
car driving through.
I
town
remember
the other day,
I was
and it's just-
walking down the road one time, and there's like a park near where I live, and there's usually like conventions and shows there. And I'm just walking to the shop on my merry way, headphones on, bumping, and like loads and loads of old American muscle cars are driving past in convoy. I'm like, what on earth is going on? I pulled out my phone. I'm like, what's going on? And it obviously was a convention, but they look like boats. Like they took up the whole road. Some of them went off the road onto the next lane. Like they're massive. They
are really huge. Like, but when you go to America and you look at the road, you can understand why. Like, their roads are amazing.
Your roads are like alleys. Your roads are like legit just small.
They drive like retards.
Yeah. Here,
Like-
well, you need a big road for a big retard. So
even in like where I am, I'm pretty close to the center of Birmingham. Like, I'm 15 minutes drive from the center. Like, and I drive for like 5 minutes, and I'm on some road where like a bus will come down, and I have to like go into the fucking bush to make sure that bus doesn't hit me. Like,
yeah.
I'm in like the second biggest city in the UK or whatever. Like,
with a population of about
when
a
you were
million people.
when you were describing how you saw a bunch of courses when you lived in Grimsby,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden you moved to fucking Birmingham.
Birmingham, Alabama.
You don't see as many courses.
Yeah.
With here, the thing is every fucking car that I see that's even moderately customized is a disgusting hatchback Civic. And I can relate to Cam very well because Cam he has a very strong hatred for courses and people completely ruining him. And I can relate to him with how people make their Honda Accords and their Civics here. But then I drive to San Jose and I see like a bunch of crazy ass cars. Like when I went to San Jose, in the same day I saw a Liberty Walk GTR and a Subaru BRZ with a Rocket Bunny kit on.
It's because owning a car in the US is so much cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, you can have crazy cars. Like, again, I spend like £100 on fuel in the space of like a week, whereas like for you, there's like $20 a week. Like, it's like to run a car and buy a car.
It's weird because it varies on where you live. Because here, to fill up a gallon. Well, where I live, it's about $4 a gallon right now. It's very expensive during the winter. But if you go to LA, it's like $3.
It's
very
like,
different.
It's 3 here, too.
Relating it back to what you said about the Corsa as well, like I've made a vow to myself. I will not own a Corsa as my first car. But every single time I go on to confused.com and look at insurance, it's always the cheapest without a black box. And it's always looking at me like, Cam, are you going to cave in, Cam? Are you going to cave? It's either that or a Ford KA. And I'm thinking, no, I'm not going to do that to myself. Do I look like a dick?
I have an option. Polo. That's cheaper for
Polo's
me.
expensive.
It's expensive. The Polo is cheaper than a Corsa C for me.
No, it's not for me.
Like, I checked the Polo and it was like a 2012 Polo to be fair, but Polos are quite nice.
Yeah.
I'd rather kill myself than get a Corsa.
Polos, like, I wouldn't own a Polo now, but like if I had the choice to own it as like a first car, I would have not minded.
That Polo wouldn't have been awful.
They're like the baby Golfs, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a baby Golf. Yeah.
Not that awful.
I am looking at getting a Golf because Meadow needs a car, basically, and I don't think she wants to drive the RS4.
You're gonna need to rent out a freaking garage like GTA soon, like the spiral ones that they've just added in.
You're gonna need the fucking elevator going off. And then just every other car except the R34.
Yeah.
That's my first car. The
I saw
Proton,
that in the vlog.
What's the engine size of that again?
1.5 litre.
1.5. Okay.
5? That's an odd number.
Yeah.
Once I get, sorry, you go, Jay.
Oh no, mine's quick. So you see that car there, your first car. There's something like cool about that, and I wouldn't mind driving. I would probably rather drive that over a course. There's something
Oh
really
yeah.
Yeah.
shit about a Corsa C to me.
Well,
I don't know what it is. It's just like no.
guess what I've done to the exhaust?
What?
I went to Halfords. I got an exhaust tip. I sawed off the old exhaust tip and I clamped on the Halford one.
Oh,
Like when you go through that Halford section, it's just like seat covers and like knobs for the freaking shifter, and then you get like exhausts, just there. It's like,
And I put
alright.
like the worst choice of wheel on for them ever.
yes.
Some,
It
like,
looks like,
white
you know, when you
spoon.
go on Forza, when you go on Forza, and there's that one rim, but you can't change the lip of the color of the lip, and the lip is just silver. That's what it reminds me of.
Well, here's one from Malaysia, like a race car version of it.
Ooh,
That's
That's
sick.
sick.
That actually looks pretty good.
I bet you had aspirations of always doing something like that. But
Yeah,
you never got around
I've
to
still
it.
got it outside. It's in my vlog, like when I'm walking out, you can see it, but
Strip it out and make it a race car.
just for the sake of doing it.
LS swap it. No, I completely agree with Jay.
Sat there.
When I think of Corsa, there's a few things I think of. So I think of those idiots with the fart cannons going down the road, thinking they're hard, with like the underground 2 scissor doors. That's what I think of. I also think about the idiots from school who used to be like, "Oh mate, I got a new car. It's one of the best things in the world. I got a Corsa," and they go on about it, yeah, like it's the second coming of Jesus. And I'm like,
limited
it's not
edition
that deep.
white Corsa with black wheels.
Yeah.
Limited edition.
Oh,
Limited
God.
edition.
Literally, they got the Nürburg stickers on the back and shit, and I'm like, oh, I bet you don't even know what Nürburg is. Like, come on. And it just reminds me of those two things. And I just can't.
To be fair though, if you've got a Corsa and you can make it look nice and clean, because I've seen some like it was in my Proton, so I couldn't fight it, but it was this Corsa, and I was trying to overtake it, and then all of a sudden you just said like from the turbo, and it just fucked off. It looked like it was like 400
That
brake or something
that
stupid.
happened the other day. You know the VXR Astra, which I kind of like. I like the new VXR Astra. I don't think that's bad.
The big round
excuse me.
ass one.
Yeah. I don't think that's bad. Now, I say that very lightly. I say that very lightly, guys. Come on, it's very light, very light. But that thing sounded insane.
I know what you mean. It's
Drove
not.
past. It sounded mad. I didn't even know it was a Corsa. I was like, wait. I mean Astra. I was like, wait. That's not coming from that. It sounded mad. But I know. Or talk. Or show
get
no
some-
talk.
Mad power out of them, and they're like little sleepers, and that's pretty cool, I suppose.
Yeah.
But if you
I mean,
just-
I've never seen a respectable Corsa C.
No, I've
Corsa
never seen a
Cs
respectable
make me-
Corsa C.
Makes me that to me is the worst one. Like some people say the Corsa B is, so I'd say that's the worst one. Like
The chrome is when people take those tail lights and then make them chrome. Like you get like you know when you need to. You know in Underground 2, like towards the end when you need to get a 5-star car and you just do everything to the car. It's like that, and it's actually
Peugeot
awful.
206 fucking lights. That's what they
Yeah.
look like. Peugeot 206
Oh,
lights.
God.
They are awful. Like
Yeah, no,
I don't know who thought that was a good
I
idea.
would
Like-
quite gladly own. Well, not quite gladly. If it was a first car, I would quite gladly own like a 206 GTI. That's fine. I don't mind that. It's not any better, but but for me, there's
something about a
deep down.
Corsa that you just
Damn.
like wanna. You can't stand the fucking things.
Yeah.
And the Saxo as well. The Saxo is bad as well. The Saxo, I always used to see like wide Saxos near me, like when I was younger, when they were a bit more popular. I used to see wide Saxos, and I remember once I saw one, and like the size of the exhaust on the back was disgusting. It's like they got the auto scoop bar and just literally put it all the way to the right, and it like just didn't think about it. It's actually awful, and no. Anyway,
Look
with
at
that
us,
being said-
judgmental pricks. Look at us, just judging people. How judgmental?
we just got a good taste. That's the only difference. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna go for another question. This one's from Harry Van, and his question is: what do you guys think will be the next big thing in racing games, as customization - open world have been earlier?
That's a good
I think
question.
they'll
Story.
be as big as they were.
Story. Please. No. actual progression, maybe. That would be great. I want to, actually have something to play. That would be awesome. That's why I kind of buy games, not to just, here's a Veyron after your first race.
Yeah, you need to work for it.
Thanks.
Yeah, no.
On the story as well, we need like antagonist people we can get engaged with and fight with, not just someone that's like fucking. You want to race? Cool. Come meet this guy.
Yeah, hey, I don't know you. We're not gonna explain why you're in this story, but we're gonna give you this free car. No, like we don't have to explain that. Just take this BRZ, take it. Don't ask no questions. Like, okay, I'll just do that.
Yeah, like they need to go back to actually having. So I say this a lot, but Most Wanted, where they had the GTR, you drive the GTR, you get the GTR taken off you. You work towards getting that thing back. That's like why you play the game, like because you want that thing back, and you want revenge. Yeah. Like it doesn't have to be a revenge story, but something where like Test Drive, like you had this dream where you're in like a Ferrari or something, and then you wake up and then you're like some poor guy. That like
we talked about this 2 weeks ago. When this goes up, it would have been 2 weeks ago. We talked about the idea of Need for Speed being set in Japan and with the Yakuza.
Okay.
And having a Yakuza-based storyline and like having a crew and stuff. We talked about that a few weeks ago.
Need for Speed needs to do Tokyo before Horizon does.
Yeah. I don't think if Need for Speed.
No,
don't you?
I don't think it fits.
I think Dan Greenwald would be like, no, anime is trash.
We're putting it in India. We're putting it in Calcutta.
I don't think they'll do it. Like.
They'll put it in Britain before they put it in
Tokyo. I think
Tokyo.
Africa will be the next Forza Horizon game.
The thing is, you're probably
That wouldn't even surprise me, South Africa.
You're probably right. Horizon, South Africa.
Tokyo is literally the perfect place for Need for Speed.
It's perfect for Need for Speed and Midnight Club, which is dead. So I would say Need for Speed will do Japan or like Tokyo, whatever.
I still think it would fit Horizon perfectly. You've got you've still got the off-roading areas. There's one island in Japan which is literally just a rally island.
They would do that
which
for
they
DLC.
use.
They would use that as DLC.
I don't know. There you go. There's Rally Island. You can use that as your third DLC.
Rally Island.
Part of your expansion pass.
They've done Storm Island. They've done Blizzard Mountain. What's the next thing? What's the next?
Snow Island.
Underwater. We're gonna have submarines.
They're gonna have a Bioshock City.
That's the next thing. Instead of like puddles on the next game, it's going to be literally underwater driving, like with that Fallout car that they added to the game.
I was watching your what was it, Racing Games Suck?
Yeah.
That video.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you say. Like the thing that Need for Speed need to do, well, what they're doing is like they sell the game with the graphics basically.
Yeah.
So they've put all their attention to making it look good in the first place without actually paying too much attention to how it looks.
That's what games do, unfortunately, now. Like, even
I said that people should, I said people should stop. Yeah. Like, this is with the Switch, right? The Nintendo Switch. I understand. Okay, old hardware, whatever, right? But the one thing I can appreciate is that they're actually selling their games and not the graphics.
Oh, the Switch. Okay, yeah, right. I am getting a Switch as soon as they release that new Mario game. Like, I'm sold on that. Like, it reminds me of Super Mario Sunshine, so I'm getting that. But literally, like, Nintendo could make the game with the most fucking jaggies and horrible looking piece of shit. I'd still buy it because it has like Pokemon on it or something like that. It's their games are so much fun. You can spend Pokemon has progression.
And that's the thing with Nintendo. That's the thing with Nintendo. It's always seemed like they care more about the actual game and the way it feels. I feel like Sony and Microsoft, in my opinion, are just straying away from gaming. It seems to just be like some sort of who can look the best, who can have the best hardware, but you're not even thinking about the actual developers and stuff. I mean, Sony's shutting down their freaking studios left, right, and center. Microsoft are dickheads. They always have. They're just being even more dickheads. I mean, Forza is a perfect example for me because I played from 1 to now, right? And I can tell you that last gen's Forzas shit all over next gen's Forza.
I think most games did.
Exactly. It doesn't matter how good or how much they gloss over. It doesn't matter. They're just
because when I've been modeling cars for GTA, for Tuners and Outlaws. So when GTA, their cars are like 60,000 triangles, all their cars. But then if you take a car from Forza or Need for Speed, it's like over 200,000, and they don't need to be that detailed.
Yeah.
I think if they had cars, like real cars, in the same amount as detail as GTA, I prefer that to just stupid, insane like amounts of detail.
Yeah,
and then spend the extra time making extra parts.
yeah,
Yeah.
That does make sense. But it will never that will never happen because
Yeah,
It's annoying because you
it's the
can't just tell
manufact-
people to stop buying games because of graphics. People buy games because of graphics, and that's just unfortunate the way it is. Like,
I remember going to school and then saying, "Oh, have you seen the graphics on this game?" Oh, they look sick, and then you buy a game just because of that reason. But what was I going to say?
it's just unfortunate because a lot of games that try new things get shut on because they don't look as good.
Yeah.
That annoys me because obviously that meant just like, oh yeah, we don't want new stuff, we just want it to look pretty.
like the Crew. Well,
Crew, yeah,
when the Crew first came out.
It's the manufacturers. The manufacturers as well want to make sure that the cars have enough detail and they look exactly like they do in real life.
Right,
So you've got to keep it to a certain detail, which is
And another issue with that is like it gets to the point where literally like, do you remember the interior mod thing for Need for Speed? The interior actually looked usable.
Yeah,
it doesn't need that amount of detail. It's just ridiculous.
No, it doesn't. Yeah,
time wasted on development basically.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Because those interiors were pretty good. Like I would say they were pretty on par with Horizon 2. Like they were like stretched textures and whatever. But like they were pretty well modeled. Like you could use those very easily. Like to me, it looks better than the Cruise interiors. You know, like. But
that's actually the truth.
I don't know.
I was saying
it actually is.
I was saying to Ben as well, that Ben Wake from Need for Speed, that even if you just want to tone down on the rain a little bit, just so that we can have some more cars in, it'd be a lot better.
The amount of rain.
Just even have no rain in at all. But yeah.
Right. With that being said, this kind of links in. It's a question from RXB3 says, with the topic of some open world games not being just justified for being open world, how would you improve them for the racing genre? Because it kind of fits into the whole development.
A lot of games don't need open world. Like, okay, I would say that, but Horizon needs. If Horizon wasn't open world, it would be the most literally. It would be awful. Like you'd be going race to race, and all the races are identical on that game.
Yeah, it'd be boring.
It would be a really boring game if there was no open world. But like, it's not a racing game, but Mafia 3 that felt like kind of a forced open world game. Like the open world wasn't really needed on that.
For me, it was more so Mafia 2 because you legit just did a mission, then went to bed, did a mission, went to bed, and then I mean, there was even a point in the game where it was linear, like non-linear, where you were just in a prison. And you didn't have the freedom.
CJ, the only reason why you like that game is because the racial slurs said in it.
No, that's Mafia. That's Mafia 3.
I know that it's limited, like in racing games, and what you could actually do in the open world. But add more stupid stuff. Like don't go over the top, stupid. Like some old airplanes that are like scattered around for us to jump off of. You know, stupid stuff like that are just laying around.
Am I the only one that would like you remember in Underground 2 and you had to find the shops?
Yeah.
Just
literally like rather than just making it easy, like we can there's like one shop just to make it easy so we don't have to keep driving place to place. I enjoyed that. Like they were all within reach of each other. It makes you feel like you're going to a shop, building up, going to the shop, building up.
Once you've unlocked it, you can just fast forward there. Like you can just fast travel if you want to.
And also it makes the open world a lot more useful.
That's the problem, though. That's the problem. People, there's people like us who want that, and then there's people that don't want that. There's people that want it to be fed us.
The issue is, like we say this, IGN was like, oh, the open world's useless. Then if they put that in, it was like, now you've got to keep searching for the garages. That's what would happen. It would be something like that.
They take every idea and make it an issue. It's like okay. You can't kind of blame them.
Reviews are as important as they used to be.
No.
I don't think they affect sales that much anymore.
I fuck no one. I don't read them.
Like a lot of the reviews, obviously, Need for Speed ones, I think they were pretty crap, and then the Cruise were fucking awful. Like they shat all over that game, but it still sold pretty well. So I don't think reviews are as important as they used to be. To be fair, but I mean,
No.
can you imagine being a developer like working on a game for that long and then reviewers just like, oh, it's not as good. Forza, like they see Forza doing less and they try and add more than Forza, and then nah, should have stuck to basics.
They
or
always
something
compare
like that.
the Forza car list.
Yeah,
always
yeah,
compare the Forza car list, and you can't really do that because they're completely different games. It's like, I understand, but at the same time, when you can literally just convert a model from Motorsport to Horizon, and it doesn't have like anywhere near the amount of customization as Need for Speed does, and it's just like that. It's like you
The thing
can't
that
really.
annoyed me with Horizon 3, I knew it when they brought out the trailer, was they advertised all this like the white body kits as if there's going to be shitloads of customization, and there just wasn't.
I knew for a
There's-
fact that they were going to be like, like you put it on and that's like locked down.
Yeah.
That's it. I knew it. Like, I was saying at the time, like I was excited, obviously, because they were listening. They weren't listening.
Yeah.
They were looking at Need for Speed and thought, shit,
How are we going to sell to
probably,
this?
you know,
to this
we
group
should
and that?
probably actually do that because someone else is doing it now. But I mean, that's kind of a good step, I would say, because it shows that Need for Speed is actually worrying them somewhat, and it's not just like.
I think there needs to
something
be
to ignore.
competition to make
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. It didn't have competition, but now it actually does because Need for
Yeah.
Speed sells pretty damn well.
That's been Forza's problem since next gen, because there's not been someone running alongside them. They've not had anyone to compare to, so they've always had the best racing game because there's not been anything to beat it.
I heard a lot of like good stuff about Horizon 1. And obviously, so when Horizon 2 was coming out, I was like, oh my god, I'm excited. And then I started watching more like into it, and like, I'm like, oh, there isn't a story as such. What the story is like, you make a story with your friends, and it's like, oh,
No, you don't.
So, the
It's
Horizon
bullshit.
3 story is so stale. Like I started playing
my
it,
god.
and then I see Kira, and she's not even lip syncing. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's triggering me. I'm like, what the hell are these like shitty ass, half-assed cutscenes? And then you go to the festival, you start building it, and then you.
Oh,
And we've
seriously,
talked about this
2 years.
before.
Don't
We
get-
2
talked about
years
this
to
before.
make.
If you go back
2
to
years.
Horizon 1,
They spend 2 years on each Forza game. How is that 2 years of work? They make a map and add a couple more cars in. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the same race, like races in each game.
and if you
They-
go
they
back to
probably-
Horizon 1 and look at the story in Horizon 1, there was actual cutscenes, like post-rendered cutscenes,
Yeah.
and like the atmosphere was so much better. Realistically,
I see that. I see.
besides
that
new cars and a map, and a map doesn't take 2 years to
No,
make.
that's all I've seen about it. That's why I've
Doesn't
done no
take
videos on it, because I just don't enjoy it. Unless you're playing with your mates and you're doing stuff with your mates, you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
enjoy it.
That's genuinely my problem as well. Even cinematically, I can't. It's just so boring. The map's so boring and bland, and there's no. It just feels so. I'm not gonna lie. It's a beautiful game.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it. That's it. That's all
That
you
is
got
it.
for me. You look good. What? Like do something.
I'm not even going to say they made necessarily the new cars, because it probably was, a lot of them were probably made in Forza 6 DLCs.
Mm,
There's a car on the cover. You know Ken Block's Ford Focus?
yeah.
It's on the cover. It's not in the game.
It's on the cover of what?
Horizon 3.
Cam
I have
Block-
the digital, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's on the cover. Ken Block's Focus, whatever it is, the Rallycross one. And then they leaked a Hoonigan pack ages ago, and it still hasn't released. So it could still be on. It could still well be on
Are
this.
you what game are you talking about? Forza Horizon.
Horizon 3.
There, his RS is in the game.
Oh no, it came out with the Blizzard Mountain, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh well, it was on the cover before launch. It was like when at launch, it was on the cover.
Oh.
And they didn't release it till Blizzard Mountain, but it was on disc. And there's still, as we've seen from that leak, there's a lot of cars on disc.
Oh my god.
Like all the Porsches, basically all the DLCs on disc, which is fucking that. Oh, if I haven't paid for it, don't make me download it. I don't care. Like that's how I see it. If I'm not paying for this shit, then don't slow down my experience and make me download this shit expansion, which I've already paid once for. Like I don't need that. Literally making me. People probably pay for it. Like, did it come out in Forza 5? I don't think it did it? It was
No,
Forza,
it's
it
the
was
only one. It's the only one that wasn't on. It was on Forza 4, Horizon 2. It was on Horizon.
2.
It was on Horizon 2.
It wasn't on Horizon 1.
It was on Motorsport 6, and it's on this one again.
So on next gen, people have already paid for it twice, and now they're going to pay for it a third time. And there's what, like 4 new cars compared to the other ones. Come on, man. You think I'm dumb? I remember when I went to the fucking Forza event, and I've said this again in Drivecast, and there was all the YouTubers licking their ass, and I'm sitting there like it was on the big 4K screen, and they're like, "Oh, this looks like the best game I've ever seen," and I'm like, "Nigga, do you not realize it's a 4K panel? Are you dumb? Are you actually dumb?" Like licking his ass, thinking of course it's gonna look good. It's on a 4K panel, retard. And then I'm sitting there, and I'm just shaking my head. I'm just like, yep. And then there's this like, oh, I can't. This is gonna be the best game ever. I'm gonna love it. And I'm like, you're actually brain dead. You're actually a retard.
Predictions. What one feature? Like, what's gonna be the defining feature for the next motorsport game? What's gonna try it? What are they gonna use to sell?
No.
Like,
Apparently they're changing the physics.
Obviously, it's gonna be like
4D
tied in with
puddles.
the Scorpio. So they're gonna like have some performance boost in some way. So what are they gonna sell?
Snow.
Wind.
They're changing.
The
they're
cars
changing
like
the physics.
wobble a
That's
little
true.
bit in the wind. Like
There's a rumor that the physics engine's slowly changing to become more realistic. That's what I've seen in comments.
I can't think off the top of my head, but the one thing I was thinking that because they're gonna have the power of the Scorpio, the cloud is fucking non-existent and gone. That shit died. But anyway, the Scorpio, that I reckon they're gonna do a day and night cycle if you have the new Xbox Scorpio.
Oh my god.
I reckon that's what they'll do.
That shit was in Gran Turismo 5. That came out in 2010. Like why? Like
To be fair, they're removing it from the new Gran Turismo as well. It's baked.
Really?
Yep. You set the time before the race. It's on any time or date or weather you want, but it doesn't transition. It just set at that.
That game-
GT Sport is a prologue game in its fullest.
It is a prologue game.
That game seems like a filler. It seems like they're filling in or like a placeholder for something. Like for the
It is.
next- yeah.
Sony will be like, okay, you need to make a game or we're fucking closing your studio. Like that's what they're doing. Like, because they've already closed like 2 studios already in the past like couple of months, and they're both UK studios as well. Amazingly, oh brilliant! And there's only one UK Sony studio left, and that's Media Molecule.
I bet they're shitting it. They're shitting it.
Yeah, they're probably shitting themselves right now because they had supposed to have a beta for their game in November.
What are they releasing next?
Not. Dreams, which is like it's another like crafting game that they've come up with.
Like a little big size, like,
Ultimate with the
It's,
PS
yeah, it's with a PS Move, like PSVR and all that kind of stuff, and it's looking quite cool. But I reckon they're gonna get closed before they finish it.
Shut
Right,
up.
this is going on to another little topic, which I see a lot in comments personally, and it's from Crowned YT, and his question is, would you be happy if Need for Speed made a sequel to old games such as Carbon, Pro Street, Undercover, etc.?
No.
Yes.
No.
I don't want that essentially, but I can't say I wouldn't be happy if they buy
I
it.
wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, but I just prefer a new.
Yeah, I
I
prefer
wouldn't
a new
mind,
one.
but I prefer like
Yeah.
not to try.
Not
and
I don't want a
because-
remaster.
Yeah,
No, I don't know why people.
You
are, but I
can't
don't want a remaster.
match a game like closely. Like I know Criterion's not a good example because they just completely fucking went off scale. But
Most Wanted
like
2012.
it would be very difficult to like try and like if they tried to carry on the story of like Most Wanted, Carbon, Pro Street, Undercover, whatever.
It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
It would. I'd be picking holes out everywhere. Like the new Ratchet and Clank game, like they came out, it's called Ratchet and Clank. They basically retold the original game, but the series is like 8-9 games long, and they've changed some of the first like the story. So it's like now all those games are irrelevant. It pissed me off so much playing that game because there was so many like I was like, no, this is wrong. It doesn't make sense. But if they did that with Need for Speed, I'd be doing that for
I guess.
The way I see it, it's like leave Black Box's legacy alone. Like just leave it. It's been done. Do new stuff now. Like that's happened. 10
They're on the
years
right
ago.
track of doing it where it's like actual parts and stuff now. That's a good way to do it. And like the one thing I want to get rid of though, that I want them to get rid of, is actually take it from the original games and just get kind of no name or upcoming actors rather than the big like people that aren't actors. The icons are not actors. Ken Block is a fucking awful actor. Like like half of them don't speak a fucking English. So like instead of paying them like £1 billion an hour, literally just get the no names and the up and comers. Like
Wait, did Nakai-san say one English word?
Yeah,
I
but
think he said like one English word at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Like,
He goes, good, good, good.
the accents they had there were really cheesy.
Oh, no,
they were.
So bad.
But I reckon if they were on their own and they actually built it so they weren't soft, like because they make it games now where it's like they're really happy and polite and they don't
Yeah.
want to like they don't want to have like an aggressive character or whatever.
like I said, I don't know you. We've never met, but here is keys to a new BRZ or a Fox.
Yeah.
I'm not going to explain who I am or who you are. You're just going to have this car and go along with this story. You're just going to come and drink coffee with us. A Monster Energy drink in a cafe at what 2 o'clock in the morning? No explanation.
We need Temps as an actor. Yeah.
Temps.
Yeah.
Temps.
God.
I don't understand. I think another thing. This is another thing which like I was a really big advocate for. Online pink slips.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
problem with that.
They won't
There's
do
a-
it.
Yeah, that's
I think
so many
something that-
things with that where it's like I don't know, I can understand why they don't do it, but I would still want a game to do it.
There needs to be
Yeah.
more shit like that, which is
But-
for hardcore fans.
What even?
Imagine if they brought in microtransactions, and then you pink slipped a car that you spent real money on. It just wouldn't work. And that's something as well. Would you like microtransactions to come in if it meant more customization?
Well, if you lost your car, that's your fault. Your fault. You lost.
Yeah,
What's
again,
the
I'm-
point in a pink slip?
I'm-
If you spent money on the game and then you lost your car, that's your problem.
Well, then it's like gambling, isn't it?
yeah. And the
That's
what-
rating of the game goes up, and that's
pretty much.
less sales, and
I mean,
there's
maybe
a lot
what
to
they
look
could
into.
maybe what they could do is, well, I'm playing Rainbow. Me and Cam Siege, we're playing Rainbow Six Siege at the moment. It's a brilliant game. And there's a ranked mode, and you can only get onto the ranked mode if you're a certain level. So what if they kind of did something like that? It's a separate mode, and you have to go into it. You have to be a certain level, and you have to go into it separately. So it's not a part of the main.
It's
arc
like
game.
you know how Black Ops 1 did the wager mode,
Yeah.
like something like that. And like even just for the normal like playlists, I would even suggest like making playlists locked off at certain levels. So you got casual, which is like level 5, and then you can get like the separate ones like drift, and like the drift ones and the race ones and the street X ones and whatever, like the lap knockouts. Those ones are ranked.
Yeah.
I get that, but I was thinking how if you were to do something like that, I think the best way to go about it would just be betting money. Honestly, like it's just to avoid any issues, and then having the ability to trade cars, not having to actually, but you can send cars
And money.
So
Yeah.
send cars and money, like that would in my like fix a lot for like, because obviously we want to do pink slips like YouTube pink slips, whatever. We could easily, we would just send each other cars. It's but obviously it would make it a bit if other people started doing it and just not sending their cars or whatever, all that crap. But
Yeah.
again, I think if you had like if someone set up like, I don't know, NFS Lotto, in where like you know like the Virgin Gaming betting site and all that kind of stuff, where it like ties into the game or whatever, there'd be a way kind of
or
thing.
maybe
But-
like you were forced to put like credit card details in or something.
Yeah.
Think
like a
about it that
grand
way.
out
If
your
it was a
bank and you don't
professional
give the
company
car.
and they were going to do that and you didn't give away your car, they'd just give the money over like in microtransactions to the other person.
That's going too deep, man, for me.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't
I
do
think
that.
I think the best way to do it is, as I said, betting money like against racing, because like you can do betting money in games really simply. It's not as long as like you keep the microtransactions separate, I guess, from the normal money. That then you could do it because it's not gambling.
I even talked about this like before. I think it might have been on Drivecast before. The idea of NFS icon cars. So basically, rip off what Forza did with the Horizon Edition cars. You can either do wheel spins or you can do it in like you just get them for a certain amount of race wins, like in a row or something. Or like maybe if you get like 500 race wins overall, you get a certain car, and then you could put like blacklist cars in that are like specific to that, with like maybe like a special, I don't know, with a special certain sticker in the game which is only on that car. And then that gives you more incentive to play online.
Yeah.
Little things like imagine unlocking an M3 GTR after like winning 1,000 races or something ridiculous.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's one thing I guess similar to what I think it was most 2012's multiplayer did. It had things like that where you had to complete a certain amount of events and stuff to unlock things.
Because the
Oh,
cars
that's
on.
how- yeah, that's how
It was like Burnout, because Burnout did that. Burnout
yeah.
did that with the Diamond P12, where you had to like unlock
Yeah.
absolutely everything. And it was.
And imagine if you did do it and it had like the original Most Wanted 2005 sound like but remastered and stuff like that, like little incentives that would
That's
like
the
keep you
thing.
going.
That's the thing that irritated me about Need for Speed 2015, because the cars, those icon cars, didn't hold any value to me, because
Yeah.
first of all, you didn't have to pay for them, and you unlock them, but it was very easy to unlock them, and I don't know, they just didn't really seem that valuable to me, and they kind of should have, especially the M3. Like,
It should only be one. You should only be given one.
yeah.
And if you don't want it in your garage, then you have to sell it, which you
Yeah.
won't get any money for. So it's like it's that kind of thing in there. But like especially for the next one, if they were to do some type of wheel spin mode where it's actually rare, unlike Horizon Edition cars. Horizon Edition cars come up way too often. If you're gonna do it like so it's on like the CS:GO FIFA levels, where like to get like an M3 GTR is like some type of fucking ridiculous knife on CS:GO. Like it's like 1 out of a million, because like then it actually holds value. And then if you had an auction system, that brings in a whole in-game economy.
That kind of stuff there, that's like branching out into something I don't feel like Need for Speed needs, personally.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it needs wheel spins and so. It doesn't need that. Need for Speed has never had that, and I don't feel like it needs it, honestly. I wouldn't say it's a feature that it would benefit from, but I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like it's necessary.
Right
You know
now,
what I
they
mean?
need to work on
Yeah.
getting the story right,
The
getting
physics.
the progression better.
The cops.
Maybe a
you
few
know,
things down the line they start
The
doing
cops,
stuff,
the
but-
cops,
The
definitely.
cops.
Yeah,
So
the cop.
what do you think about the physics? A lot of people
Okay,
moaned about the
okay.
physics.
This one I always kind of like. Okay, I don't think the most wanted fucking hell. I don't think these 2015's physics are awful, but they're not great.
Yeah.
Like I believe from Most Wanted 2012, from especially Rivals, and where the car was like, it's like going in a straight line. It's like an arcade racer where you're just drifting everything, if that makes sense. Like a set. The car's like glued almost in a way. It's a really weird like kind of physics thing. You can actually have the freedom of like doing donuts, for example. In Rivals, you felt like, you know what I mean? It's like on a rail.
You couldn't go backwards. It was like a mobile game.
Yeah, it's like you're on a
No, I
rail. That's an
completely agree.
improvement.
If
That's
you
an
compare
improvement
it to
on that.
Most Wanted and Rivals, yeah. If you compare it to a bit like further back, like the run.
But if you compare it back to
No.
those, then no. Like they need to make it so again, it feels like more of a car. They need to get a better balance. I do believe that with the hot rod, that's what they were testing, like the newest physics on they released. That's why that felt different.
Yeah,
That felt better than
for
obviously
racing.
if they get
I-
like a balance of that and like a very drifty car, so somewhere in the middle ground of that. Then
Because if you want
that's
like a
what they
nice
need.
racing car, like because grip car, I've always seen it as like a drag car. But if you want it in the middle for like a normal racing setup, you've always got to oversteer a little bit to get it into a nice
yeah.
sort of like turn, which is a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
So
For a second
But
there,
I
you're
think-
talking about the. Sorry, you go.
I think they'll improve it. I think they'll improve it this time. I mean, I hope
Yeah,
they'll
they
improve it.
should.
I think the
But-
drifting was good. I mean, it was
But-
hard
Oh, yeah.
to understand and understand the physics
but
and drive
once you got,
properly.
like, when you were really into it, like say like when it first came out and it's like a month later into playing it, you were probably like a master of that handling, you know.
And I was
that
sitting there
car.
at 3 a.m. trying to beat Robin score on maximum attack. Oh,
Yeah,
I remember
that's
those
what I mean.
days.
Well, obviously now if you go back to it now, it's obviously you haven't been playing it for a while, and it's like it's kind of difficult to get straight back into it again.
Yeah, you just get
But-
used to
Well, that
it.
I
They
like
need to-
that. Like, it's hard to play. Like, can't just pick up and just
Yeah,
be a master
yeah.
at it. And that's why so many people hate on it. Like, oh, the physics are shit just because they didn't understand
I
it.
remember Fail Race. They made a video talking about
Oh,
the game, and
Yeah.
they said that
Who?
the game
Who?
that
Who?
Who?
I don't
No idea.
Irrelevant.
they made a video saying how one of the main points they made was that when you set off in a 1,000 horsepower car, the car didn't wheel spin for very long. Like, it's Need for Speed. I don't need. I don't want it to Forza. You know, I don't need it to Forza. I have Forza to Forza. Like I need it so it's like it's more of an arcade game. I would say like on the scale, Need for Speed is like the extreme arcade, whereas Forza's like in the middle. And then you have like
it's a simcade game. Horizon
Gran
is a
Turismo or
simcade game.
whatever. But
Well, more, kind
I
of.
would like maybe more wheel spin, but I don't want to just wheel spin all like through 6 gears, like you know on some like stupid muscle cars on Forza. Like
Something that
again,
annoys me
playable
about
stuff.
Need for Speed is when you upgrade it, it gets a shit ton of gears. Like the Evo, it gets 8 gears.
The
This is
Civic has
ridiculous.
8 gears.
That, to be fair, I think was mostly just because people were like, we want manual, and it's a quicker way of than redoing all the cars from like rebalancing them all over
It
again.
really made some like, because basically when you NOS after you open up a gear during boost, your car just like it goes all the way. It goes straight through all the revs. And cars with lots of like gears, you could do that more often with, and the acceleration, if you timed it right, like after NOSing with like going up a gear, it was OP because
Again,
of
it's
the amount
because
of
like,
gears some
they would
cars
have had
have.
to redo all the gearing of the cars again because it wasn't made to be manual. Like it was just made
It
to.
wasn't even
pick on its
necessary to have manual in the game.
It wasn't like I could have waited until the next game.
I enjoyed it. I think for drifting,
I did enjoy it. Yeah, it was.
It was definitely useful, but like when people were saying like, "Oh, it's not in this game, but it was in Underground," it wasn't in Most Wanted, it wasn't in Rivals, and no one complained. But when IGN did an interview, it was like no manual transmission at a down point. You didn't say that for Rivals or Most Wanted, so what are you playing at? Why are you lying? It doesn't make no sense.
And I also love how one of their down points from IGN was no drag racing when it wasn't even a feature to begin with. So.
Literally, that means saying
The
there's no
IGN
3%
interview,
in this game.
what was it? E3.
Exactly.
It was like the shittest thing I've
That-
ever seen.
Yeah, shit, I
Like,
It was like oh I can't remember what it was. It was like 2 questions long, and he was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
so when's the game?
I
coming
was
out?
expecting like a
fuck off!
50
Like we all waited up for it. It was like
I know.
3 in the morning or something. We were like, we're gonna
Yeah.
get some more info. Videos are gonna be pumping out. No,
Yeah.
we
It
get
was
that.
like 2 years long, and he asked like the shittest questions you could ever ask about a racing game. I can't remember what it was, but I was fucking
He
mad.
basically just made him
So-
re-say what he said in the
Yeah,
E3
yeah.
conference.
Yeah.
For me,
Like,
I think
oh,
the
yeah,
main
how
thing
many
with the Need
cars
for
and,
Speed's
like,
physics.
General questions like that.
I think the main thing with Need for Speed's physics, I've said this before on Drivecast, making it feel like it's not like a magnet to the make it so it feels it like doesn't feel like a Scale Electrics car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As where
Yeah,
like when
I
you
think-
go off a jump, it comes down to the ground like it's a
Yeah.
fucking missile. Like this bitch is going straight into North Korea, straight.
I
Like
think it's I think it's the Frostbite engine in general. Have you ever played Battlefield and you've crashed into something?
Frostbite.
It
I've
just
said this
fucking
before,
starts
Frostbite
spazzing
is-
about and flying
Yeah.
about, and I think
I
it's just
understand why
Frostbite
they're
in
trying to do that. Like, it brings costs down and like makes games, similar and or whatever. Like, and they can share code between each other. Blah 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 blah. But Frostbite doesn't work for some things. Like, they've now gone using Frostbite on FIFA, which like. And
and I
engine
can
they were
say
using
having played the Frostbite FIFA.
Like,
ooh.
one thing I've noticed with Frostbite, and it's stuck around for the longest time, is on every Frostbite game, is more noticeable on Battlefield, I'd say. So it's when you hit a wall or something, and the wall breaks like 10 seconds after you hit it.
Yeah.
That's a Frostbite thing on every game. Like, there's that weird delay. And I reckon that's what the collisions issue is on Need for Speed. Like,
Oh,
with the
so
way
it's not-
everything, the cars just fucking
Oh, yeah.
flop
Oh.
around
I
like
remember-
this when you
doing-
collide. Like,
doing maximum attack, and I'd hit a barrier ever so slightly. I'd carry on drifting, and then my car would just fuck up, and
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's a
do like
Frostbite.
do
That
like
is
10
Frostbite.
flips in the air, and
Yeah.
Like,
And
I
then
don't
even,
think I don't
even
wanna
like little
say that-
things when like AI come out, and then on your screen they're all the way on the right, but
Yeah.
you're going in, and then like it just teleports, and it's like
I don't want to say that they can't get Frostbite to do what they want to do, because they could, but they're gonna have to change a hell of a lot of it into where it's basically not Frostbite anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's not made for that high speed type of game where well, hopefully like we won't have to have like other people sinking in and out of the game all the time on the next one. But
I guess it begs the question: was 3 years development? 3 years? 2? 3?
two.
2?
Yeah.
Is it? Has it been long enough? Do you feel like
now it should be, yeah.
It should
prove
be
well,
now,
like
since
they
they
come
have.
back
Yes.
with Need for Speed 2015, and it was good. Like they brought back like
To think,
the underground theme
Yeah.
and stuff.
yeah,
So they started it off like that. They
Yeah.
completely revamped it. So I imagine Need for Speed 2017 is going to be sick.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be
they
even
Yeah.
better.
made that in the 2 years, and they're literally building on top of that. Whereas, like, obviously, people compare it with the game that came out the same, like, similar time. Obviously, like Horizon 3 or Horizon 2, I don't fucking know, whatever. But that was built on the previous game. Like, that's what they obviously. That's all they do with that series. They keep building on it, and that they've got to see that Need for Speed was the start point. Like, that's the beginning of the series again. Whereas
that's
they're
my
not
point.
they're not building on Rivals, for example.
No.
Like
Yeah,
they
they
literally-
forget. People forget that that game is literally
Exactly.
from scratch, like
yeah,
from
That's the
zero.
point.
Yeah.
You see people getting triggered saying, "Oh, so it was in a fucking list on Car Throttle the other day, right? The worst 10 worst racing games ever, and it was number one. It was number
Really?
one on the fucking list.
Hold up.
I was disgusted. I was
Do
disgusted.
you sit?
That's
God.
disgusting.
Here-
I'm
here-
sorry.
that is
Like
bullshit.
in the
right?
state of racing games at the minute, Need for Speed, for what it was, like
That was
2 years, and like you were saying, they built it from scratch. It was
the-
good.
It's the reason
was
why
good.
I've got over.
Build on it's going to be even better.
It's
So
the reason why I played it for so long, because it was
just going to take my car for all half up.
it was
To be fair, like the racing game
I'll
community.
get me
like,
receding hairline out instead. It's alright.
the bigger scale of the racing game community is literally fucking AIDS. Quite honestly, it is AIDS. I've had a trickle of that AIDS popping in every now and again on some of my videos whenever I mention anything bad about Forza, for example.
don't want to say that.
It's a war in the comments.
My videos are literally like about 30 seconds in. Forza joke. And it still pisses people off. Like the other day, I said I was playing Horizon 1 and I actually accidentally said I'm not playing Horizon 2. I meant 3. And then I took a little dig. I was like, oh, they're basically the same game anyway.
Yeah.
And the amount of people that got triggered, I was like, it's not that deep. Chill. Like,
it's mad.
come on.
Even
It's
If I-
weird because for me, if I make like a Horizon 2 and Horizon 3 are the same joke, I don't get any like dislikes or even negative comments. It's just like, oh, whatever. I'm just gonna brush over that like I didn't see it, and then they comment something else.
If
I don't
I-
get.
if I make- if I make a video on Need for Speed, like a cinematic or anything, and like I'm enjoying the game. I enjoyed making the game. I enjoy making videos on Need for Speed. It doesn't matter if it's dead. I enjoy making videos.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah.
There'll always be one dickhead. Oh, this game's dead.
Yeah, I get.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I didn't ask. I didn't ask you. Is this
When you
game
get-
dead? I didn't ask.
When you get to like 400k, whatever, like 100k, I'd say, you start getting comments. Okay, when you prefer something over something else, you start to get the. So how much is EA paying you? How much does EA pay you? And the amount of comments I got on my new series, for example, people are like, oh, is EA paying you as well as Ubisoft now? Like
Like you're not
Do you
allowed.
remember Do you remember when I was on that trailer? Do you remember when I was on that trailer and I had they literally took a quote from one of my videos? Like it was just a quote off one of my videos. The amount of comments like how much did EA pay this guy? And like little comments like he sounds like he's like a doll and stuff. And I was like, no, I actually just enjoy the game. And it's like those are the same niggas that are probably saying, well, I want a 350Z and I'm probably not gonna use it. Like, come on, like it's just ridiculous.
you're not allowed to like one game and dislike the other.
I mean, I don't give a fuck. If you said that in my comments, I'll just roast. I would go in on you. I just don't
the
give
thing
a fuck.
is, even if a game is like, I love a game, I'll still like point out things wrong with it and things that could improve on it.
Yeah.
Whereas like,
Yeah.
but they never see that because obviously, well, to be fair, they probably don't watch those videos because they don't like that game. So they only watch the Forza ones and see me only complaining about that game.
I mean, that's it. That's how games get better.
Yeah, exactly. By
So-
suggesting improvements, that's how it gets. Like, Craig it up. I have to bring
my
that
God.
up. Like that.
Throwback.
I've not heard you
had
say
an
that
impact.
in years. I just want to put that
Throwback.
out. Carry on.
That had an impact. Not. I'm not saying that I myself, but the fact that everybody was speaking out about what they wanted. They've obviously fucking listened. Look at the games like now and the direction actually, they're actually looking at what people want.
I
You know,
tagged my videos
that kinda-
Craig up for views. Just for views.
And if no one made that noise, then you'd have Rivals 3 now. And
Yeah.
No one would
Or
be
Need
happy
for Speed.
with
To be
it.
fair, I think if we had Rivals 3, well, we wouldn't. We'd have
Rivals
Rivals 2, and
3.
then that would have been it for Need for Speed. I think that would have been it for Need
Yeah.
for Speed, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it would have got to that point because
You know
Rivals
what? I
sold
think that's
really
another thing.
bad.
With 2015 and like it bringing in such a big player base, I don't think many people don't realize what state it was actually in.
Yeah,
like,
they
at
don't
Rivals.
remember. Like,
That's something you've got to actually be there to understand.
I have a
like-
question then. Okay, so if Rivals sold so poorly, how well did Need for Speed sell?
it sold average, but like for Need for Speed at the time, it sold pretty well. I think it was like 4 million, 5 million, something like that. So, I mean, it's a multi-platform game, which is that's kind of poor if you think of how many platforms it's on or whatever, but it's not bad.
How much did Horizon 3 sell?
I think it was, well, Horizon 3 sold 2 at the moment, I think, 2 million.
Yeah.
But again, that's a platform exclusive, so that's, again, pretty good. Yeah. Well, actually, 2 million probably on...
They raked in them sales, because all the fucking reviews just are... Like, come on, there were issues. Someone speak, there were problems. Like, there's problems in the game, and no one said anything.
It comes back to the point I mentioned. It comes back to the point I mentioned earlier when I was at that Forza event and everyone's just licking their ass. People who are there who've got links to Microsoft don't fucking say shit because they're too scared they're going to be taken off the list for the next fucking preview event.
They're just a bunch of yes men. They don't
literally
have to
like
me.
I got Mr. Special Snowflake in here.
I'm honestly constantly checking to make sure Xbox UK still follow me to be sure, because the first Blizzard Mountain, I don't fucking know what Blizzard Mountain video I made. I was like Snowy Hill. I was complaining about that thing on the first thing, and I made like a second video complaining again, and I was like, I had to double check to make sure they were still following me, because like. The thing is, I'm not just saying it's shit. I'm saying, okay, this is pretty bad. Maybe look into this, please, and change it for the next game because it is pretty shit. Like, I'm giving kind of a reason behind it. I don't just be like, oh, this is a bad game.
I mean, I wouldn't say Forza Horizon is shit.
No,
right?
definitely not.
It's not. It's too
innovate enough.
It's too clinical. Clinical is the way I like to say it. It's too they play it too safe. They don't try anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you compare it to Horizon 1, I'd say it's pretty shit.
Right, okay.
So
normally I'm normally on the side that obviously nostalgia plays a big part on things. So if I go back to, say I went back to my favorite where LA Rush, I went back to that. And I admitted, okay, that game was pretty shit now that I played it again. But I fucking loved it. But I can see where nostalgia is and like if it was good or if it was nostalgia kind of thing. But I went back on, because I played Horizon 3 and then I played Horizon 1, I think, because it came out on the Games for Gold thing. So it must have been just before, actually. But I played that game and I instantly was like, this is so much better. Like...
Even the Rally expansion. The Rally expansion was legit. I've been playing it recently because I bought it and I just never got around to finishing it. And, like, it's dirt level... like rallying, like it's none of this Blizzard Mountain bullshit, like Snow Island, whatever it is. Like it's actual rally, like it's an actual stage to stage thing, and it's even got like co-drivers speaking to you, so it's like sharp free left or whatever. Yeah, it's like sharp free left, and then like all the cars get rally conversions, and it's like back then they had to do that from the ground up. It wasn't just we've got it in Horizon 2, we'll add it into Horizon 3. Like they had to build that from the ground up, and like
that's the difference. They had something to prove. That was Playground's first game.
Yeah, that's true.
Had to impress people. If they didn't, they're going to make that game and never make a game again. With this third one now, they're so comfortable, they're so laid back that they don't have to take risks. They don't have to do anything.
I don't understand it though. I don't understand. Like, I can't understand why people praise it so much. Because one thing Need for Speed does wrong, and it's hammered to the ground. One thing Forza does wrong.
I'll tell you why. The racing community was pretty much built on Forza on YouTube. Think about all the big YouTubers, like about 2 years ago. How many of them did Need for Speed? How many of them did Forza? You were the only one that did Need for Speed, Theo. Literally the only one. Like, what? There was a few others, like little ones, but like realistically, like there was none. There was literally none. That's why, and that's why it pisses me off when Forza doesn't improve, because like you got these plucky yes men, and then Need for Speed gets hammered into the ground because that's what their fan base is saying, and they're just following their fan base just to make them happy. Like literally, I don't give a fuck. I'll say what I think, and that's how I see it. Yeah. And it's just a bit disgusting. And the thing is with that as well, when you do go back to, I can still play Horizon 1, but I'm that close to uninstalling Horizon 3. I was playing Horizon 1 earlier on today, and I was just driving around, and I can have fun with those physics. I've mentioned this, I think it was on the last two weeks ago. I think they got lucky with the engine. Because if you go back to Forza 3, Forza 4, and Horizon, and the engine they used there was perfect. But even with Motorsport, they haven't been able to recreate the type of gameplay that was in Forza 4.
Everything understeers on Motorsport, I've noticed.
Forza 4
everything.
was a sick game.
It was.
It was
Forza
really
4,
weird.
Forza 4 was amazing. It was.
Again, that's another game that I actually played, and it's not a nostalgia thing. It actually just feels better to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's a
I
great
think
game.
you can feel that at that point they were still trying to beat Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Whereas
no
now-
competition. No competition. They've got nothing.
Now they
Fine.
know.
So that's what I mean. Come on, UFB. Come on, Gran Turismo. Come on, Codemasters.
And you know Gran Turismo ain't doing shit because they just come out with another prologue game.
They
So-
need competition because at this point they've got none, and it's a bit.
'Cause- And I know you were saying there's quite a lot of racing games coming out this year, Cam, but in terms of big ones, there aren't that many.
Not AAA. I mean, we got Need for Speed, Motorsport in terms of AAA.
I mean, then again, if you really want to stretch the
What else-
list, there
what else
are
is
there
there?
are. I mean, there
Oh,
are.
and GT as well.
I mean, then again, you could stretch
That's what I
the
mean,
list any way you want, because we could say that Forza Horizon 3 is the only racing game that came out last year, when that's not really correct. Because if you really want to stretch the list, we had F1 2016. We also had NASCAR Heat Evolution, which was shit. And you have all that. Like, you can stretch the list as much
As I was
you
saying in my
want.
video,
Like,
we don't have enough games coming out to where we have to pick and choose.
yeah.
So they
Yeah.
don't try to compete as much as other games do.
I'm picking and choosing over Forza this year.
Like last year, did you see what happened last year with shooting games? That was like a big fight. Like obviously COD
Yeah.
got shat on, and then
Yeah.
Titanfall was like one of the ones. People that play Titanfall fucking love it, but that game, because
Yeah,
it
that game
came
was
out straight at the wrong time, like
Yeah.
after Battlefield, I think it was.
Yeah.
Nobody bought that game, but Battlefield came out on top last year, and like it just shows you that's what we want for racing games. Like they're
Yeah.
so tightly knit that a lot of people just have to pick and choose between one or the other, and
It almost
Yeah.
feels quite stale when you like the announcements and stuff. Like Need for Speed 2015 was big, but I don't know.
that's
There's
because
there's
it's
just no
returning, like-
competition, so you're not like expecting amazing things really
that's a
with
shame.
Horizon and that.
Because back in the day, I had obviously all the games. Like there were so many racing games. I mean, you look at the PS2. Jesus Christ,
Oh my god.
so many amazing racing games on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Basic
Looking back at it
games.
now, you think about it, like Rockstar are never going to make another Midnight Club game.
No,
Nah,
it doesn't sell
nah.
enough for them to bother.
Juice is
Why
dead.
why do you think that? Just because it hasn't been one for ages?
I just don't, because the amount
Midnight
of money
Club
they
game-
can make from GTA and not have to pay licenses.
Not even that.
They make their own
Midnight
stuff.
Club games were always announced. It was a year before, a year after GTA. Midnight Club 3 was announced. I think it was a year before, a year afterwards, and then same with Midnight Club LA.
But
I just don't think it was
Then
selling enough for
might have been a year
Rockstar.
afterwards, or I think it was a year afterwards.
Didn't LA come out the same year as Grand Theft Auto 4 though?
It was
Yes.
announced.
Oh wait,
It did.
yeah.
Announced
did.
It was announced.
True.
because San Diego and whatever their main studio was are different. I think.
Yeah.
I always
Diego-
check the Rockstar San Diego jobs website to see if they've got vehicle artist positions. But
Yeah, I
try
don't
to get
think
hopes up.
I don't think they will, because as I said, like they can just bring the car guys all have GTA.
which is
And
sad.
We're the people that obviously buy those cars. Like we want
Yeah.
those cars because
And it's not even that. I'm pretty sure in 2010 they said publicly that they don't want to make any more Midnight Club games, and the actual dev team disbanded. Who made
I've
the
got an
original
idea.
Midnight Club games?
they'll make Agent before they make another. Midnight.
They'll make
Oh my
another
God,
fucking
that's-
table
oh.
tennis game. They'll make
That's
another table
ridiculous.
tennis game.
tennis.
Is
Did
it
you
still
see
on the
that?
website?
Yeah, Agent's still listed on the site.
Really?
Do you know what's sad about that? Is Midnight Club genuinely was one of the best.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. I say it.
Yeah,
One of
yeah.
the
Midnight,
Yeah.
Midnight Club 3 was one of the best racing games I've ever played.
Midnight Club
Yeah.
LA, both sick.
I've got to admit something.
One Need for Speed came out alongside Midnight Club.
It was Undercover.
Undercover.
Came out alongside of
Undercover.
LA.
See, Undercover. compared
Let
to
Robin
Midnight
speak!
Club
Robin's been
LA.
trying to speak on 4 times!
I want GTAWiseGuy to say something because
I've
he's
never
got-
played the Midnight Club LA.
Oh yeah. I
Oh.
remember this. Yeah. No, you should. You
You
should. It's a really good
I've
game.
legit got 2
But
copies, you can
play-
have mine, you know.
I've never said this. But play it on Xbox because it actually the online works still. I think
Okay.
Yeah, and it doesn't lag like a bit.
No, what
Yeah,
else
on
I've never
PS3.
the PS3 is shut off. They shut the online off.
I've never
'Cause it
played
was-
Test Drive.
You've never played Test Drive.
I've never
No.
properly played a test drive game.
I've never played
It's
the
really
original
good.
See,
one, but like
telling me
you need to
never
play
played
TD2.
this gem. You never played this
Play,
gem.
okay, fuck off that shitty game. Fuck off with that. But no, try TDU2. I like just for the fact
I've
that
seen-
not TD1 is apparently better and like it is in the handling and stuff, but
It's not.
the
That's a
the
lie.
amount of stuff in TDU2 was so like the casino and the fact you had like an online multiplayer club, so which you had to unlock specific cars to race. Like
That game was fucking
with-
amazing. I
The
loved
best
it.
test
With
drive
me-
game is obviously
me-
Test Drive Off-Road 2.
Best
me,
show and tell. One Drivecast, dickhead.
With me, I got Test Drive Unlimited 1 on the PS2, and I played that for years. Like, I played that so hard alongside of Most Wanted and Underground 2. But I got TDU 2, I think 2014. I got TDU 2, and that was like after the server shut off, and it annoys me because I played World when that thing was alive, like 2011, 2012, and I genuinely thought it was fun. Like especially when I played with my friends, like that was really, really fun. And like we made our own game modes. Like, I'm pretty sure some of you may know of this, where in Need for Speed Most Wanted, there's like missing barriers, and you could glitch outside of it and go into like the real world. That's what we did on Need for Speed World, because they didn't like remake the races; they just kind of copy and pasted them with the same barriers. So that's what we did, and we like played tag in there because the free roam, you had like your cars were like transparent. So we played tag in there, and we made a bunch of random ass game modes, and it was really fun. And with TDU 2, it was basically the same thing where the online was insane. Like I've heard like crazy shit on TDU 2 online, and the fact that I missed out on that really annoys me. Which I would also like. I'd relate that to someone playing TDU 2 online and missing out on Worlds when it was alive.
Yeah, definitely.
And even Burnout. The amount of hours I sunk into Paradise trying to get that I was like, I'm still one trophy away from getting a platinum on that game. I had everything.
I got the platinum. I got the platinum in 2012.
No, kill yourself, dickhead.
And then 2012.
And then he complains about Burnout physics, and he got.
I got it in 2012. Nah, Burnout Paradise was good. It wasn't the best Burnout, but it was a good Burnout.
It was my personal favorite.
Yeah, I
Big
loved
Surf
it.
Island. Big Surf Island DLC.
The best Burnout games were the ones with the proper crash mode. The crash mode was what made Burnout fucking amazing. The crash mode on Paradise was shit. It was fucking awful. You just fucking flop your car around a few times, and then that's it.
I can say Takedown 3 was my personal favorite.
2 was my favorite because it was my first one I properly played, but like the ones on PS2 in general were just really good.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really a big fan of Burnout anyway, because I like to keep my cars pristine as a child. I didn't like crashing them and wrecking them.
See,
that shows that you're a shit driver. I can drive on racing. I don't know about you guys, but
I just made all my cars black as a kid. I just made them all black and like.
Yeah, didn't you lose every other race in that UK versus US?
Typical. What? Typical.
Yeah, that UK versus US thing. Wasn't I the one bringing that back? Not you. On Horizon, remember that? I just want to point that out.
Well, I still won, so US still won.
Right,
you weren't using an American car. We've already established this.
Well,
anyway, you weren't.
Well, I was.
You were using a Holden, debadged as an American car, and that doesn't count.
Well,
it
V12
does,
in it.
'cause you still
Then you put a
lost.
V12 in it. That's literally pointless. Anyway,
Well, we still won.
back to what I was saying about Paradise, and this is another thing which games don't do well anymore. DLC. Big Surf Island got me wet. I got wet over that. Crash TV.
You got
do you
wet
remember,
when
do
you
you
were
remember
11?
Crash TV? Do you remember Crash TV when they used to go out through and preview it, and they used to talk about it, like this, like there's 15 new stunt jumps, and they used to have like a little view of like Big Surf Island. I was horny as a child. I loved that shit. And then Midnight Club LA with South Central when they first released that trailer, and it's like moving on the freeway, and it's got the fucking lowriders bumping up and down.
Rockstar knew how. Well, Rockstar are the kings of DLC.
Yeah.
They know how to make everyone buy everything.
They are
Like,
low key the king of games. I'm not even gonna.
yeah, they are.
I'm not gonna act like Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo. GTA is not my favorite game. I'm not gonna say that, but I can honestly say that they make probably the best games. Like, honestly, they're so consistent.
Yeah.
Like,
GTA is in your top 5 though, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's pretty much in all of our top 5s, maybe minus 9 because you haven't really properly played one.
Yeah, not much. I mean, GTA 5 I've played a bit. Like I've played an hour. I played 100. I put 100 hours into GTA 5.
Bit of a difference there.
Yeah.
Like for me, my
I've
favorite is GTA 4.
I only play
A lot of
GTA
people.
5 at the minute.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all. Like in my free time, that's all I play in Lego Dimensions.
Lego Dimensions.
I've been playing
There's
Lego
like-
Dimensions.
I class myself as a racing YouTuber, but I've only really done GTA and Need for Speed, and that's like going back to the point before. Like, there's not enough. I just don't enjoy any other racing games other than Need for Speed, and well, GTA isn't a racing game. But...
Especially in the non-cancerous GTA YouTubers / racing game YouTubers.
What's up, guys? Listen to Jimmy here. Today we're back with another great nude video.
Literally goes on for about like, okay, so I'm gonna go tell you about what this is, but first I want you to hit the like. I've got a really good story about my friend. Later this week I'm gonna make a vlog. I'm gonna get onto the story in a minute, and it goes on for like 5 minutes, and I'm
All right,
like, boy,
here's a segment we can do. Reading Mr. Boss for the Wins titles.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh, you know what triggered me? Right, I was on like, he blocked me at one point, and then he unblocked me when Tuners and Outlaws come out, and I was on.
Did he really?
Yeah. So I was like, I was on because I wanted to get the word out about Tuners and Outlaws to get petition signs and all the rest of it. So I was on okay terms with him, but every video I posted after Tuners and Outlaws, which got quite a lot of views, like the first video I posted after got like 500k, and the next one was 250k. He copied my titles and my thumbnails, like all of the videos, so he could leech off the views. It was stupid.
couldn't you just put a strike in for that, or like a claim?
I could, but I was okay with it at the time. I said, right, you can make videos on it. So
I was like,
I didn't think he was going to copy the titles exactly. And do
if that was me, I would have been like, that's rev to be made right there. Rev to be made.
Warning. Do not do this in GTA Online right now, or else. And new GTA 5 secret details, hidden features.
Is there arrows in the thumbnail?
And
There's
then
red
casino-
arrows and
Oh,
like
God.
GTA
Casino-
5 Billionaires Club Riches Special, most expensive GTA 5 celebrity supercars and more. What?
Oh, my-
Celebrity supercars.
Yeah, he's just got some celebrities playing GTA now because
There's
of all the
two
fucking
things I
clickbait
always see from
videos.
YouTubers. It's the
I think he
casino.
never makes his own thumbnails either. Like, there's one here.
Yeah, the casino.
Casinos.
Oh,
Always see
Casino.
casino DLC.
Casino.
That one.
If you go onto his channel, right?
Like that's
Oh, yeah,
from,
yeah.
If you go into
my
his
mate,
channel,
my mate Vinewood Motors, he posted that on Twitter. He just ripped it straight away. Like,
Ooh.
all of his
hold on, I'll try and find it.
all of his titles on YouTube, like you know how you have to hover over to see the full
Yeah.
title, like almost all of them are like that.
See, that's Vinewood Motors using that on his Twitter.
GTA Online requires a mystery update, but no one knows why. New GTA 5 DLC coming very soon and more. A few days ago, he posted a video. There's going to be no more GTA Online DLC because Matthew has autism and he believes a lot of what he sees.
Okay.
Hey, he's not the
So
only one.
he reads the titles and where there's going to be read a title, no more GTA DLC coming, and it was probably one of his fucking clickbait Q&A videos that he makes where he just like he asks because it's a question he can call that on the title.
The thing is, though, loads of kids just watch it and they just believe it.
Yeah.
And they come to other people's videos and they just hate on you for like not believing what Mr. Boss says and shit.
Don't buy new GTA Online DLC cars and vehicles until you know these secret features, hidden details.
GTA Online Return to San Andreas Special Best GTA 5 CJ Carl Johnson Easter eggs and secrets and more.
Hold up.
They're gonna come. You know when OpenIV releases that Liberty City
the Liberty City
expansion,
thing,
they are gonna have a fucking
Field
orgy
day.
session over that. You know, they're gonna go mad. They're gonna be on
Liberty City in GTA 5? Isn't this GTA 6?
Yeah.
Oh no, Lispy Jimmy is the worst. Like I remember this back in July. There was this video and it was plastered all over my recommended. It literally was GTA 6 leaked gameplay. And like I don't think he put confirmed in it, and his argument was, I didn't put confirmed in it, so it means that it's an allegation. So supposedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Hold up.
Warning. Public lobbies aren't safe. Giant creatures are attacking players in GTA Online.
You guys know Cernando. You guys know Cernando, right? He's another GT.
Yeah.
I was browsing and I see like the like little videos on the sidebar, and I see one from Cernando, but on the bottom it says ad. And it was one of his videos.
What? The one that's come up in mine constantly is fucking that one.
That one.
Oh.
That.
With fucking, what's the name? Tracy with her tits out.
Yes.
Do you remember Dom is Live?
Oh,
He's.
Oh,
Oh, I'm so
oh,
glad
oh,
we
oh,
read.
oh,
Yeah, we're
He's-
talking about him
oh,
yesterday.
He's dead. He's dead. His gaming channel is like, he just stopped uploading like 2 months ago.
I remember.
He now does Dommy's live news.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember the Dallas that guy with the sniper shooting all the cops in Dallas. There was like this video on Twitter of some woman on her balcony in downtown. All you heard was like gunfire, as if it was like Battlefield. And you see Dallas Live just asking her, "Hey, I'm a news anchor. Can I use this in my video?"
What the fuck?
When you said he was dead, I legit thought you meant he was actually dead.
Yeah.
Like, you got, I was like, finally, one less person on this earth who makes shitty cancerous GTA videos.
Remember when he tried to make Need for Speed videos?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Did I tell you that he DM'd me once? He DM'd me,
Yeah,
right? He was
really?
asking how did you get Need for Speed World offline? So I told him how I did it. Then the fucker blocked me. The fucker blocked me after he asked me.
What a dick!
Because like I'd had arguments with him in the past, and then like
Oh, I
he
remember, yeah.
like commented on one of my videos, and then like I just told him because I was being a nice person. It had been a while since we argued. The fucker blocked me straight after. Like, what?
That's so shady.
That's his way out of the hood, isn't it? Making clickbait videos. Niggas got to do it somehow.
I remember being annoyed that he was going to make Need for Speed videos, but he made like one and it did shit. So
Yeah.
He
You
made
know
a
one
few,
who's up
actually.
and coming, another clickbait one called Chaotic.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Chaotic.
I think that,
Oh.
I mean, it could be worse. It
Yo,
could
what
be
is up,
literally
people?
like
My name
screaming up and down like
GTA
Quibble
5
Cop.
Online.
Nah, Quibble Cop's the
DLC
best
removed
GTA.
early. New
oh,
DLC.
Quibble Cop. Oh, fuck off.
Fucking cancer. It's actually
Oh,
awful.
GTA
Like,
5
actually,
Liberty
him.
City map expansion DLC.
I
New
feel
Liberty
like I'm the
City
only
Island
one.
mod, GTA 5 map expansion.
I hate
Oh.
Quibble Cop and what's the other one? Vanos
Jelly.
Gaming. I don't, and Jelly as well. I don't like any of those because Vanos Gaming is not much of an issue anymore. But like they make the GTA 5 videos like they'll fall over or something like randomly, and they'll be like,
No.
Wait. I feel like
start
I'm
the
not.
video and they're all doing their intros at the same time.
Yeah.
And all you can hear is.
I feel like I'm the
You're
only
like,
one who
yeah,
saw
this
this
is okay to upload.
Well-
Yeah.
on Twitter. The Quibble Cop and who else was it? It's Jacksepticeye. They both tweeted, "Oh, just got off the phone with YouTube. Good stuff." And Keemstar decided to respond to them too.
Stuff in that.
And Keemstar was like, "Wow, you told us that you got off the phone with them. Fuck you. You didn't even elaborate about all this. Blah 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 blah." And like Quibble Cop responded with the most egotistical, cunty video,
yeah.
Twitter video, and it was like, "Well, I think there's no problems with YouTube. So they didn't change anything. They did not change anything. They made very small tweaks, very small. And I feel like if your YouTube channel's doing terrible, then that's your own fault. YouTubers should be uploading more videos and being better overall. Yeah, and it's because he spam uploads. He uploads 3 a day, you know.
Yeah, he
Hold
uploads
on.
3 a
He
day
spam
now.
uploads.
He uploads 3 a day, and then he's tweeting like, "Oh, I'm like a month ahead of schedule." Because you sit down, you fucking record shitty videos of like, "Look at us playing a multiplayer map on GTA." Oh, this is definitely not stale anymore. It's the fucking Happy Wheels now. That's basically what that is. That's Happy Wheels.
Have you
Talk
seen his
about
views
forced
per video?
Positivity. He just fucking. Oh,
Have you
They
seen
have
his
no
views per video? They're
personality
insane.
either.
I know.
They
It's
have
so
no
shit.
personality. Like they're
Yeah.
just dry.
Jelly pisses me off.
Oh.
What does he get views per video?
Views per video.
Jelly, and it's
I think Quibble Cop. How much does it have? Like 7 million.
look.
I don't even know.
7
But
million,
he gets
6 million subs. Yeah.
okay. So he has 6 million, and since he spam uploads, you'd feel like, oh, maybe he doesn't get that much. He gets like 800, 900K a video. Like,
and he makes out
It's
this
insane.
big fucking. He makes out this big thing that he's like some huge successful businessman and.
Business.
I'm an
some shit's
entrepreneur.
facade. I know, yeah.
Oh my god, he's done a Minecraft episode.
Oh
dear.
yes.
World's
Oh,
strongest
no.
pickaxe.
As long as none of them touch racing games, it's fine.
Imagine
Vanos
if we did.
Have
Imagine-
Snow
Can you
Island.
imagine?
Imagine if we
Have
did have
Snow
something like
Island.
that in the racing community. Imagine.
Every time you see someone like what they call the sidemen do like a racing game. You know, it's a sponsored fucking video straight
Oh,
away.
yeah.
I was
Like-
Bezinga and all them were fucking playing Need for Speed 2015, and they'd done 5 videos from EA Ronku, and then they just didn't post anymore.
I remember seeing Vicstar doing the video on Need for Speed.
Mm.
And
T. Martin always did as well.
He
T.
actually
Martin always
no,
did.
he did that for a while, you know.
He genuinely enjoyed it, but he's still a fucking
No,
cunt.
it's
Scumbag.
If EA Bronco's
Yeah.
gonna get, if EA Bronco's gonna sponsor people to play Need for Speed games, they need to get critical on that.
To be fair,
Yes.
Ronku is the YouTuber just goes onto the site and says that they're going to do a video and submits it. Like you don't actually they don't choose people.
right.
It's just like they have a set number of views like cap that they'll do. That's why I used it as well.
I could have used it in the videos that would
You
have been
could have, yeah.
illegible. Were like, I didn't find out about it until
yeah,
like, after.
yeah.
But the videos that were illegible, they got like 1.5 million in total, which would have paid a shitload of money,
Yeah.
like ridiculous amount.
Looks like it's time for me to create more clickbait, create more how to get Horizon.
Oh, CJ, don't even get started. You're gonna be like, by June, when June comes around, or before Need for Speed is even announced, you're gonna be like, you're gonna do the same thing of, like last year, where you say, "Oh, I got so many views," and you're so surprised, and the video is titled legit, "How to Get Need for Speed 2017 for Free."
Okay,
Literally did
well,
that with Horizon last year, and
Hey.
it had fucking the Taj Mahal in the thumbnail. Like, how dumb can you be? It's like, is this real? Question mark. Am I gonna get a virus? Like, oh my god.
oh my god, I made a video how to get Horizon 3 for free, and it's right now.
Is that not what I just said?
No, that was a different video. This is the one how to get it for free, and it's sitting on 55,000 views, 700 dislikes, 200 likes,
Jesus Christ.
and every day I'm at least getting a comment asking, "Is this a virus? Is this?"
It's funny. I left a joke top comment, like acting as if I was mad, and it has like 50 thumbs up.
Oh my god! Someone was yelling at me because apparently since you have to do it online, it's fake. It literally all I
It
did
was
in that
dumb
video.
because like
all I-
it was
Wait.
bullshit. Like you go into your Google Chrome, inspect something, and then
Inspect
type in
element, and then type in-
http-horizonforfree.com or something, and it
I
was
need
like,
to check something. I left a comment on. So Nick made a video about how is Horizon 3 moddable, because you know they upload
Yeah,
the fuckers uploaded
We
an
don't talk about trash
unencrypted
on
version
Drivecast.
of the game.
the AR-12 corporation.
we don't talk about trash on Drivecast.
Okay,
Sorry.
well, he made a video saying, "Can you mod Horizon 3?" And he was saying, "No, you can't, because it checks the files. It checks with files like with the launcher, with the server to make sure, and it won't launch if you change anything." And then I commented saying how Social Club does that. Social Club does the exact same thing. But the way you bypass it with that is if you have the Social Club version, you have to have a mods folder, whatever,
Yeah.
it still reads the files being as normal. And I commented that, and I think you've removed the comment on
Oh,
the
yeah.
No,
video.
and
on the
I'm
video.
gonna go on to this.
No, they
Literally,
probably had- they
me
probably
and
had-
Nina,
yeah.
when he made a Need for Speed rep glitch video, we were like, "This is fucking disgusting." Like, literally, EA are like pampering you, sending you to do the game, and you're making rep glitch videos for views.
Yeah.
And he deleted all the comments, and then he unfollowed me on Twitter.
I bet all of the. I
He
bet
doesn't like it.
I bet
Comment
whenever.
me.
I bet before like every video or something, they have like a board meeting at the AR-12 Corporation headquarters where they just discuss what they're doing.
Because yeah, Cam and I were genuinely pissed. Like that morning when we were in that Skype call, we're like, "What the fuck? Why did he even upload this?" He gets
do.
sent out to fucking do the shit, and then he exposes. He just
Yeah.
I don't give a
I-
shit. I'm probably gonna end up seeing him at this EA UK. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say what I think. I think it's fucking disgusting.
Just go
And
to
clickbait, but
his
you wanna
Don't
come
get me
to-
wrong.
If
He's
he's
gonna
got
have
an
a
issue with
fight.
me, no, if he's got an issue with me, yeah, unfollow me on Twitter. Fucking say it to my face instead of like,
I don't-
say it behind the fucking
I
PC.
just-
don't come say it to my face, dickhead.
I just
Oh,
imagine AR-12 there with bodyguards. He has two
I'm gonna say I
bodyguards
like
escorting
it. I
him.
don't
don't like
dislike
Nick. I
him.
don't want to be on.
I like
I'm
Nick.
speaking
Right?
on my behalf. SUH, come. That's all
I
I'm
like
saying.
Nick, to be clear, but like I was a bit annoyed that he removed my comment. That's all.
Yeah, it was a
And
bit
again,
of
I did very much disagree with the uploading of the rep like money glitch stuff on Need for Speed, whatever. I don't even know the money.
I
But I don't
feel
like
like-
money or any kind of glitch like money or rep or anything like that on games. I don't like any videos.
I
Like
feel
that.
like just because you said that, people are now, if they're still watching, people are gonna be like, oh, but you made body kick glitch video. That doesn't ruin the game though. With the rest glitch.
Oh
that
yeah.
completely-
Okay.
Yeah.
I do glitches and stuff, but I would never do it to where it gives you like a money advantage or like
Yeah, exactly.
It would. I hate that thing. But again, giving you some like more body mods, it's like
Yeah, fuck it, whatever.
yeah, like
Yeah.
why not?
It's like all it's doing is adding to the game. It's basically all it's doing is what we thought we were going to be able to do before
Yeah,
launch.
yeah.
Literally.
Like we could do that on the Gamescom one. I think it was. We could use body kits, but also mix and match it. I believe.
Really?
If you go back to those videos, I think you could.
Oh,
But I think obviously it's either the manufacturers of the cars or the kits or whatever that are just like No.
Hopefully they can kind of get around that in the next one. I mean,
Yeah, that would be
I've
cool.
mentioned this
That would be
before.
cool.
Like, it'd be really cool if they could add like retro kits, but whether that's gonna happen, I don't know. But anyway, that's gone on to Need for Speed again. I don't think we should talk. We talked about Need for Speed for literally like an hour, basically like every year that Drivecast. Right. Well, that is it for the questions. I can't see anything else on here. We've done a good 2 hours 20 minutes. That's a good, nice lengthy podcast. I didn't think we were going to get to 2 hours 20. So, with that being said, anything else before we wrap up?
I have AIDS.
Suck my ass.
Niggas.
Oh yeah, race me, Robin.
No, race me. I've been asking
Race-
you.
Can someone
You're
buy me a new
pushing out.
monitor, please? I
What we need to do-
I shot mine.
we need to do. Holy shit!
So
We need to-
for the
We need
race,
to find and like rent an airfield and
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Holger.
Oh yeah, you could have like me, Jay, and like Nina, and me and Nina could be like the starting girl, something like ready, and then Jake like go.
There's a local car meet by me called Supercars in Northwest, and they're looking at getting an airfield to do some drag strips
Yeah,
on.
I'd love to have to like be part of something like that.
Who
There's
needs,
one near me. There's one near me where they keep the gates open on Sunday. I found out recently.
who needs an airfield when you have a public road with sidewalks?
Yeah. Well,
I won't race you from the dig. I'll have a rolling race because I don't
Yeah.
want to burn out my clutch.
My clutch is probably almost dead from from how I've hammered that thing.
No,
I launched
like,
mine like once and it just disappeared. That was like there's nothing left on it. Like that was like straight after this.
well,
right. Well, with that being said, we hope you enjoyed this 100th episode of Drivecast.
Oh,
We
by the way,
I
this
want to
is,
mention that this is. Shut the fuck up, CJ. Don't let me kick you, dick. This is the last episode of Drivecast. There is obviously we're gonna upload all of these on SoundCloud, but this is the final episode of Drivecast. So if you did enjoy, I guess hit the like, subscribe, and for the final time, is there anything else
Yeah.
at the end?
I hate you all.
Oh,
Black Panther.
I wasn't joking. by the way. This is
Oh
genuine.
no! I'm being serious. Black Panther, I'm coming for your spot. Yeah, no, I will be the top black
At
race.
the bottom of the fucking chart.
Mr. GTAWiseGuy, I'm not coming for your title because I can't use the Rockstar editor like and
That's okay.
everyone else, I'm better than you. So it's cool. We're all good. We're all good here.
I'm just gonna rely on making clickbait for the rest of my life.
I'm just hoping that ghost and wipe me out. Otherwise, I'm pretty much gone.
Hey, you're
Right.
gonna be
So-
ghosted.
For the final time, make sure to go ahead, hit the like, subscribe. If CJ remembers, put our links in the description. Stay safe.
Stay safe
And peace.
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 Only us fucking.